Hey everybody, hi. And that true, yeah, Eva, sis, Kai, and Nas. Blood Watchers, lookers, it's great to see you. What do you mean? Epic 7 is actually cancelled? Hey, you can't cancel me for saying it's a good game, okay? To be fair, I thought it was one of those, like one of those mobile games, you know? One of those. It's actually really pretty. Or can you play Roblox on weekends? Absolutely. Totally. Hey Julia, welcome back. I read the new Bungo Stray Dogs chapter. It's pain. If you haven't read it, don't read it. You've been playing Epic 7 for we have 5 years? Isn't it like 6th anniversary this week? So I downloaded the game. I've been doing like dailies and I finished chapter 1. And I'll stream it with another VTuber who I think has been playing Epic 7 for a long time too. That'll be later this week. But yeah. Laura, you need to stop this addiction. Another gacha game. I mean, can you blame me? Can you blame me? It's a gacha. It's a gacha. It only gets better. I'm excited. It's the gacha. How's your cat after 7 hours of streaming? You know, I'm flattered. It's a whole thing up, totally. You can blame. It's another gambling stream. But we've gotten so lucky, to be fair. To be fair, we've gotten so lucky with these. Our streamer gacha luck might just be real. That's all I'm saying. The wildest thing happened to you? What happened to you? Also, Epic 7, there are like 400 of these. Like 400 videos at least in this playlist. It says 198. Why did it say 198? I think there's a crisp 400 something. I think there are 400 in this. Is it really just? Okay, give me 1 second to just double check it. Yeah, there are 400. There's so many. Okay, perfect. You got rickrolled. But that's in character, very in character. So I didn't realize it was like the thing with Epic 7. It's like an anime that you play. That's kind of the idea. The animations are super pretty. I'm excited to see what the PVs have. So first is Epic 7 animation. Like, look at this. Look at the quality of this. This is perfect in every way. So many pretty characters. See, play the anime. Up here. Next is the trailer. So it's like, it has a lot of anime cutscenes. I think. They all look like incredible though. They look incredible. Who is this? Adventure and strategy. So this is the part that made me think, it was just like how the gameplay looks at first. It made me think mobile game. But it's actually below the surface layer, it's really good. Also, a lot of these animations are super detailed. It has Arknight's PV quality, right? It's so good. You got a random 4 to 5 star hero for daily login. And you got show your favorite? That's huge. But like, look at these ultimates. They're literal anime cutscenes. That's crazy. Epic 7 battles. Wait, I've never seen a lot of these ultimates. Why are they so pretty? So I know there's like, is there a tournament? I think there's like competitive Epic 7, like with teams or like players competing. Also, if this was an actual name, it'd be your favorite. No. Nice. Hey, Isaac. Welcome, welcome. The graphics are insane. I think people don't realize that about this. 30 seconds. Okay, I think there are a few duplicates like this. I think I've clipped out most of them. Okay, our first character, introducing Cecilia. I'm a destroy a country kind of ult.
She's a brave woman,
exactly.
who's also known as the Storm Dragon Knight. As Queen of Wintenberg,
and they all have
Cecilia
live
has
2D.
a strong sense of responsibility. She's also just and sincere.
It reminds me of
she
like
has her mindset on something,
the Honkai Impact,
no one is able
like
to stop
cutscene artwork for the live 2Ds.
Ruinous Retribution. Ruinous Retribution is an attack skill that provokes the enemy before granting Cecilia a barrier, allowing control over the enemy while maintaining defense. Steel Cloudburst. The short cooldown of Steel Cloudburst enables continued containment of the
random
enemy
5-star
through
Moonlight
attack
heroes.
and debuffs.
Normal gacha.
Deliverance. Deliverance
Or are
is
you
a
getting the
basic skill
Moonlights
that
from
assists
normal
allies
gachas?
with
There's
defense, decrease debuff
getting
effect.
good here is the real challenge. Characters are easy to
The
get.
player can gain control over the enemy through Ruinous
So it is like a skill
AoE
issue, or
provoke,
like
while the barrier provides
like it's like a
reliable
skill.
protection against the resulting
a
damage.
skill game.
Steel Cloudburst can also maintain sustained attack decrease, making her
It's actually so
particularly
nice.
valuable
Like
when
compared to
battling
just button
strong
mashing, mindless clearing stages. That's so fun. You get the chance, you should definitely get Tenebria. I've heard some things. Isn't Tenebria like a recent character? I've heard great things. Kiki Rat, V2.
It's a machine created by Yuna.
I think you're
based on
too big for
Kakarot.
the table.
For convenience, she has also added a cleaning function, though it often mistakes humans for trash.
But your little walk is so cute, the little waddle.
Cleaning mode. It's a key skill that decreases the opponent's hit chance, and it strengthens your counterattacks for 2 turns, which enables you to be in
Cleaning
control of your
mode?
enemies. Defense mode.
It
It's
feels like a
passive skill that can
steampunk Warhammer
simultaneously
thing.
increase the attack and health of Kikarat V2. Auto fire. It's a basic skill that can keep an eye out for your enemy's buffs. Through counterattacks, you can consistently resist your enemies.
But yeah, I'm still
Kikarat
like,
V2 is a light
I
elemental
don't know much
knight
about like
that
the
defies
archetypes
its
of
enemies based on
characters,
high
or like
defense.
how
You can
to put a
maximize
team
the
together.
defense mode passive skill by strengthening the counterattack after activating cleaning mode. Since the damage increases proportional to defense, you can increase the defense and attack with
I love that they have
defense-based
tutorials for
equipment.
these. They just explain. Thank you. Here's an absolute nightmare. Think Star Rail engaged in farming with 20 times worse. Is it that bad? Okay, eulogy for a saint. It's very dungeon mesh here. All these creatures. Build Ritter. So this is pre-time skip maybe? Tenebria is the god tier in PvE. Tenebria really? I need to know who to pull for. So far, I haven't done any pulls. I think I have like the one 10 pull that you can like refresh or reroll. I have it saved. So we'll have some options. I'm streaming Epic 7 this Saturday with like another player to help walk me through. So I'm excited. But you don't need a puller. You just get Tenebria. Joe. Look at these cutscenes. Is that like the earth exploding? You can select Tenebria. Really? That's perfect. They give you selectors. Kieran. Look at this man's design.
Kairon is an acolyte and the commander of an undead army known as the Dustwalkers.
I don't like understand why.
It
But
is
I
said
love that you can
he
play as
demands your
villains.
soul and loyalty in return for
great.
releasing you from a grudge.
just hovers
Apocalypse.
everywhere.
Apocalypse is an attack skill that deals huge damage to enemies while buffing himself. When used alongside Immortal Will, it'll help you gain an advantage in battles.
Also,
Immortal
the voice
Will.
acting. The voice
Immortal
acting in
Will
these
is a
games.
passive skill that allows Kairon to be aggressive while surviving longer. Void Slash. Void Slash is a basic skill that deals huge damage proportional to Kairon's
So if
raw
you lose
health.
a lot of HP here. So Kairon is
Immortal
just so
Will
strong.
is a passive skill that boosts Kairon's attack, while Apocalypse enables the player to efficiently defeat the most undesirable enemy by dealing huge damage.
Undesirable enemies.
Additionally, since Void
If there are
Slash is
limited character
affected by the
banners
buffs
on them,
of both the team and Kairon,
New Unlimited or
he can be
different
a
though.
strong damage dealer depending on your team
Limited
composition.
characters are available once or twice a year. What about like collab banners? I know there have been a lot of collabs, so like I've heard that there have been. Do they rerun very often? Are they just? Are they the word they're pulling for?
Assassin Sid
Sid,
is a boy who spent his days looking for a place where he belonged until Elagos took him under his care.
He looks so happy to be an assassin. Like really smiley.
Execution. Execution is a core attack skill that deals huge damage to enemies proportional to both enemy and caster speed. Swift Action.
Your mistake not saving for the Overlord collab.
Assassin Sid
There was an
quickly deal
Overlord?
damage to the next target
How many
after
anime?
attacking. Slice.
How many
Slice
animes?
is a basic skill that
Does
can
Epic
maintain
7
sustained
collab with?
poison
Because
debuffs
wasn't
on
there
the
like
enemy.
ReZero or something? I feel like I heard
Assassin Sid
ReZero
is a dark
collab.
elemental thief who can keep fast enemies in check. With Execution, Sid can stay on top of enemies with high speed, gaining an advantage in battle. After defeating an enemy
Afterwards,
with his attack
explanation be
skills,
like,
his passive skill
you need
Swift
to install
Action
the
allows
brace
Sid
by
to quickly
bolting it to
prepare
the
for
mountain.
next attack.
Right of the phrase. It's okay to be detailed, right? Or like to be obvious. Sometimes I need things explained. Okay. Made Chloe. Clueless
be the queen of our
queen.
store.
That's so real.
Enticed by such a suggestion, Chloe began to work in a maid cafe, but with no idea what kind of work a maid is expected
As you
to
can
do.
raise people to
She
6
lacks the
stars.
ability to care for her customers.
Can you raise any character to 6 star?
VIP treatment. VIP
Collabs
treatment is a
happen
powerful
all
support
year
skill that
round.
enhances both attack and
Third
durability.
ML.
Maid's
Failure.
Cheer. Maid's Cheer is an efficient passive skill that allows you to heal allies while dealing damage with your attack skills. Heavy Strike. Heavy Strike is a basic skill that can leave an enemy stunned.
So stunning.
Maid Chloe is a light elemental soul weaver who supports all allies with powerful buffs. She can grant revive on allies for 3 turns to ensure their survival, allowing her team
Reviving
to survive
allies?
for a long time even when her team only contains attack-based heroes.
That's so strong.
With her passive skill healing herself and allies proportional to her
Characters
health,
from Collabs are
equipping
amazing.
Maid Chloe with health
Recommend
sets
Overlord
will
and
have a
ReZero.
significant effect on the survival
I'm
of
so
her
excited
entire
to see
team.
like characters from other like shows or manga in game. I feel like ReZero makes sense given like the plot of Epic 7. Diana?
Diane Saint of Azera received the goddess's divine
Diane-
revelation
is this young
and fearlessly led the
Diane?
world to victory against the archdemon, even with the heir of the covenant missing in action.
This is young Diane.
Then she later became the
tell you a
Queen
spell.
of Azera.
Full metal.
Saint's Prayer.
They have Full
It's a
Metal
support skill
Alchemist
that
too.
assists in both attack and defense by increasing your allies' attack and critical
Which
hit
characters?
resistance.
Let's advance together.
Do they have the brothers?
Blessings of the Goddess.
Are they
It's a
here in the
defensive
game?
secondary skill that provides all allies with the barrier and dispels debuffs. Light of Judgment. It's a basic skill that allows Diane to support her allies more frequently by increasing her own combat readiness.
Coolest queen, sue them for using your age.
Diane is an ice elemental soul weaver
Then
capable
I'd be
of
like
supporting
admitting,
her allies through
you know,
buffs.
so
Not only do Diane's skills have short
if I
cooldowns,
sue,
but they
it's
also
like I have
support
to
her own
accept
combat readiness.
being gone.
Equipping her with speed and health sets will allow her to greatly stabilize your party's attack and defense by using her skills frequently.
Diane is so strong. What server will you play on? If it's Asia, can you send a friend request? I think it's global right now, but I might make an Asia server if like most of the people watching are in the Asia server. Also, it's so cute. Aww. Making a wish with all the other kids. Idris, E7 and 6 kind of crazy for new play. Yeah, I'm playing. Though I do have an experienced player to like guide me through. Chat can backseat me. That'll be like later this week, I think. That's okay, great.
Bellona is the daughter of a noble Ezran family. She ran away from home after refusing to be forced into an arranged marriage. After joining the Phantom CIC, she appears to be much more satisfied with her life.
I feel like this is like a VTuber design.
Enemies as she likes to hone her
That's
skills.
the perfect time to join. That's what this other VTuber I know was telling me.
Razorwind fan. Razorwind fan.
Get lots of perks to the new player. Really? They also have Guilty Gear Collab.
Butterfly fan. Butterfly fan is an attack skill that grants immunity. The damage dealt increases with more enemies.
Wait, immunity?
Windbreak fan is a basic skill.
Oh, like status effect immunity.
Damage dealt is proportional to the enemy's max health and can use all focus to activate Razorwind fan, decreasing the defense of all enemies.
Guten Tag. Guten Tag.
With Razorwind fan, the player can attack all enemies and decrease their defense. Butterfly fan becomes more effective with more enemies, as its damage dealt increases as the number of enemies increase. Also,
like good
players can prepare
AoE.
for the enemy's debuff attack with immunity.
The artwork in all of these designs are so good too. Xeno. See, I love that you get to play by villains. You can play the villains.
Defeated in a tournament held by Notos.
From another galaxy.
He obsessed over power in life,
Look at
eventually
this
binding
man.
his soul with that of a star and becoming transcendent. He now heads towards
360 for you?
Orbis in search of the monolith. Ancient Beast. Ancient Beast is an attack skill that attacks all enemies to inflict
just eat
bleeding
them.
in silence. Star's Armor. Star's Armor is a passive skill
Also,
that
what
grants
Disney
increased
villain is
defense
this?
to the caster and increases
This
the
feels
damage
very
of
like this.
Ancient Beast when an enemy
Very
uses a
Disney too,
non-attack
for some
skill.
reason.
Blackthorn.
Have fun and dandies up there.
Blackthorn is a basic skill.
Good luck
that
grinding
stuns
Astro
enemies.
before the time runs out. All the characters
Xeno
look like
is a mage
Superman.
capable of maintaining both high
Changed
attacking
my
power
mind.
and survivability.
You're actually so right.
With Blackthorn
actually
and
see
Ancient
it.
Beast, the player can direct the battle to their advantage through crowd control. Meanwhile, the Star's Armor passive can make the player very powerful against enemies with support skills.
It's your animation. Look at this. Look at this. Aww. This year, is this the first anniversary? Or like still the intro? Look at all these characters. The best game of the winter. That was a lot of characters to introduce so early. Happy 2019. That's when it started. Violet, a shameless narcissist.
Violet is a swordsman of the Perlin Raiders.
I feel like in real life
He was
narcissists are
born
like
into a noble
kinda creepy
Perlin
or, like-
family. Though Violet
like
may
it's-
appear
maybe
elegant,
you shouldn't
his
spend a lot of
behavior
time
is
around
anything
them.
but.
But in games,
While incredibly
Like
skilled,
in-
he has a few
like
friends
in
due to his
stories.
excessive narcissism.
they can be fun characters. Every other
Graceful
video
cut.
works in 4K.
Graceful Cut is a skill that increases the efficiency of counterattacks by decreasing the attack of the enemy while gaining
Look at
one
these
focus.
animations. There's so much
Duel
personality.
Accepted. Duel Accepted is Violet's core skill that recovers the caster's health, increases evasion chance on cooldown, and allows the caster to counterattack with Graceful Cut when
Is this
successfully
library of
evading.
Verona or something?
Butterfly Cut.
You self
Butterfly
heal.
Cut is a skill that deals
You
huge
can
damage to the
counterattack
enemy by consuming all focus. The more focus consumed, the more damage it
It's
deals.
actually cool.
So it's important to
Disliked
to
him at
use
first,
as
then
much focus as
and he
possible.
grown you. It looks so pretty. I feel like Violet does have
Violet is an Earth Elemental thief who evades well and
Like such an
counterattacks
interesting
with huge damage
concept.
proportional
Absolutely.
to the amount of focus. Players can increase evasion chance by using
I am
dual
a counter
accepted at the
vampire
beginning of the battle.
and watch the
They deal
enemies
huge
suffer.
damage with Butterfly Cut proportional to the amount of focus when counterattacking after a successful evasion. If you can support and protect Violet well, it'll be best to place him in the front position so that he can counterattack often.
Currently taking a break from KCD. May or may not have gambled 2k groschen into the dice. Wow. It's just a casual 1v4. It's the power of narcissism. This is the joke. This is the joke. Also guilds. Also lots of characters we haven't seen so far. 3v3 battles. Sign up now to stay updated. Specimen says.
A deadly weapon modeled after Sez. He was created by a scientist who narrowly escaped Sez's rampage. He strives to prove his worth through Sez's
Why is it?
demise.
It sort of reminds me of like a long hair scar or something from Wuwa.
Light Storm.
It's unlikely to
An attack
recognize
skill that
narcissists in
deals
real
huge
life.
damage to
I
the target.
agree.
If the target is stunned, the attack will penetrate the defense.
I feel like in media,
Evil
like certain
Claws.
characters are easier
An AoE
to
skill
recognize
that
because of like
increases the
writing.
caster's combat readiness. Dreamy Iron Mace. A basic attack skill with a chance
And
to
your
stun a
arm
target.
becomes a sword.
Specimen Says is a light elemental thief that can deal huge amounts of damage as long as certain conditions are met. If Light Storm is used after stunning the target with an ally's assistance, Specimen Says can penetrate the target's defense by 100% and
The
inflict
maid from
extensive
Steiner.
damage. In order to inflict huge
They could both
AoE
work
damage,
really well
utilize
together.
Evil Claw's Soulburn effect.
I wonder if any of these characters are still meta, like after 5 years. Kitty Clarissa.
The Holy Order of the Blue Cross requested Rengar to find a way to prevent Clarissa from being too violent and out of control. The Rengar scientists decided to work with the theory that cats are lovable
Some
even
of them
when they're being
are.
violent, and naturally decided they must turn Clarissa into a cat.
To be less violent.
I'm so cute. Meow. This skill buffs the caster while also decreasing
narrator
the buff
was so real
duration
for
all
saying
allies
that.
for 2 turns.
Will you play with me?
Clarissa's
Meow,
meta.
I'm angry. Clarissa attacks and makes all enemies unhealable while decreasing buff duration by 1 turn. Get away! Meow! A basic skill that also triggers a dual attack if the buff is granted. Kitty Clarissa is a support warrior who assists and is assisted by her allies. She can support your team by using I'm so cute, meow, to
Sounds
dispel
like
ally debuffs
Kula
while
from
granting
King of
immunity to
Fighters.
herself. Meow, I'm angry is an
I need to
AoE
look up
attack
Kula
skill
later.
that decreases
Add
buff
this to my
durations by
list.
1 turn
Sculpted.
and distorts the enemy's team attack rhythm. Get away, meow, triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack when Clarissa is buffed, delivering a series of powerful coordinated attacks.
That's so many here. Tamarin.
An idol that brings hope and joy through her beautiful music. She has
Wait, an
great
actual
magical
idol?
talent and can harness magic with
The
her voice.
microphone.
She transforms her appearance on stage with the blooming pendant and becomes more
The
dynamic
creative
and lively.
PvE. Is this the one?
Shining Star. A skill that dispels debuffs from allies
You have a
and
full
transforms
transformation.
Tamarin into an idol.
Listen to me sing.
Song of the Forest. A skill that recovers the health of all allies.
So you have 2 different like forms.
Serene Tune. A basic attack skill that attacks an enemy while healing the ally with the lowest health. Climax. A buff skill that increases the attack and combat readiness of all
She's now
allies.
free in game. So if you like her, here
Sing
you go.
Together. A basic
Free
attack skill
Clarissa.
that dispels buffs from all enemies and triggers a
Perfect.
dual attack.
Wait, Clarissa.
Tamarin is a soul
Tamarin.
weaver who can be used to heal and
Why
buff
was I
your
still
team.
thinking Clarissa?
She can dispel debuffs from allies with Shining Star and transform herself to provide attack buffs at the same time. Because her skill Climax can increase the combat readiness of all allies, a powerful onslaught of attacks can ensue. Sync Together dispels buffs from all enemies and triggers a dual attack
I feel
from
like
the
this
ally
was
with the highest
so
attack,
satisfying.
making the skill highly
To
effective
make all your
against teams that
teammates
rely
work
on
together. That's having a stroke. A minute behind, no worries, Baba. Luna? Is this a character from the
dragon
moon?
knight from Wintenburg. Luna is a half-dragon, half-human knight that has been loyal to Wintenburg since the time of Queen
Dragon
Francesca.
human, huh?
Only a few know of the true feelings hidden behind her smile.
The music is so good too.
Ragnar Spear.
Luna has a big
powerful skill
personality.
that initiates an onslaught of attacks. Because this skill ignores elemental disadvantages, it can be used strategically in various situations. Dragon Knight's Will.
It ignores
This is a passive
disadvantages.
skill that can increase Luna's stats and effects depending on the situation of the battle. Infinity Slash. This core skill has a chance to inflict greatly increased amounts of damage.
King of Fighters Arcade Cabin was the arch
Luna
enemy
is
of
an
your
ice
life.
elemental hero and a powerful DPS who can quickly defeat
Wow.
enemies. Because
Here's the
Ragnar
ulta.
Spear ignores the target's element, it can synergize well
Otua.
with different ally heroes in various situations. Infinity Slash also deals huge amounts of damage, making Luna a valuable DPS who can eliminate enemies. Because Dragon Knight's Will increases her attack and defense depending on the situation, it is a crucial passive skill that allows Luna to be powerful in numerous situations.
So it seems like a lot of these are really strong characters. Are there any that are just like meh, you know, never use, never pull? It's like that Mario mini game where everyone's trying to fit into the camera, like the shot of the camera. You got Hua Young. Congrats, sister. I'm assuming that's a great character. Hey, whoa, hi. Her debut performance. The animation. That's so cute. Tamarin. Max Lytica.
Expelled from the Rose Apostles, she joined the Phantom CIC to investigate the Land of Death.
And her sword, like,
She wanted to defeat the unknown and
I can
instill her
stretch
faith
it.
into others.
yeah, Lytica.
However, her rough personality still causes problems within the Phantom CIC. Public Execution. An attack skill that decreases the
So
combat
it's like
readiness and
Violet,
speed of the target
it's like
and
Fire
grants the
Emblem, no?
caster a skill damage immunity buff.
Is it time to draw my sword?
Thornbush. An AoE attack that decreases hit chance of all
That's
enemies.
so pretty. Yeah?
Wild Rose. A basic skill that decreases the combat readiness of the target. Lytica is a fire elemental ranger who can lock up targets through numerous debuffs. Public
How
execution
important are elements
decreases
in
the
this
target's
game?
combat readiness to 0 and decreases speed,
Probably super
while increasing
important, right?
the survivability of the caster by granting a skill damage immunity debuff.
So it's good to have a
Thornbush
team
can
with
decrease hit
each
chance of all enemies with certainty
each
when
element,
sold,
maybe.
and is even more powerful when used in synergy with Lytica's combat readiness decreasing basic skill.
I also love the showcase enemies. They aren't exactly like the weak enemies in the game. You're fighting other characters. Charles? Charles is
He is
playable.
extremely loyal and stern, but acts like an overprotective butler to Aether. He burdens himself with numerous
butler
tasks
ever.
in order to keep Aether innocent and pure. Slash. A basic attack skill that decreases attack of the target with a fixed
Her
chance
sword
to
is so
trigger
bad, though.
Smash. Smash. This attack dispels all buffs from the
Slash.
enemy and deals
Smash.
increased damage proportionally to the number of buffs granted
Very
to the
simple
caster.
attack names.
Faithful Strike. A powerful attack skill that also increases attack of all allies. Damage dealt
Where's
increases
this main
as the number
character
of enemies
animation?
decrease.
You see all your friends and like the people you care for.
Charles is an Earth Elemental hero who consistently dispels enemy buffs while increasing attack of all allies.
Double 5. Nice, nice.
After using
Elemental
Faithful Strike
damage adds
to
a lot of
increase attack of
factors.
all allies
And
and
whether your
increase
attack
defense
hits
of himself,
crits or
Charles
you
can
land
follow
your
up with
debuffs.
Smash, which deals great amounts of damage proportional to the amount of buffs
So
he
it's
is
like
granted.
really, really important.
Slash decreases attack of the enemy with a chance to trigger Smash, which can dispel all enemy buffs. Therefore, Charles has the potential to be a powerful countermeasure against enemies with a lot of buffs.
We love Charles here. Or your 2 5 stars there, so. Aramintha, Silver Blade.
Past version of Aramintha, from when she was a leader of the famous Silver Blade
I'm
Company.
forgetting flashback
Aramintha
characters.
used to be much more reckless compared to her current self as leader of the Phantom CIC. It was also during this time that she met her husband, the mercenary Durin.
If you're dumb like me, just spam
Flame
rock.
Friction, a basic attack skill that has a high
I'll
chance of
take
burning
notes, Isaac.
enemies and is capable
taking
of
notes right
activating
now.
Flame Release. Flame Release, a passive skill that triggers an extra attack if the enemy is burned. It also increases the caster's combat readiness, enabling
This
her
is
to
like
attack
burn
more
sound
frequently.
effect.
Meteor Fall,
Politician, Border
a
Coin.
powerful AoE skill that can both stun and burn enemies. Capable of inflicting multiple burn effects, she can deal fatal damage to her enemies.
So you can stun so easily.
Silver Blade Aramintha
Hero
is a
and
light
artifactor.
elemental mage who can deal AoE damage and inflict powerful burn debuffs. Meteor Fall can halt enemies by stunning them while dealing fatal damage through burning. She has a high chance of activating Flame Release when using Flame Friction, and can increase her combat
The
readiness
casual
to reduce
meteor
the
from
time
the
before her
sky.
next attack.
Blaze Dingo. What is this? What is this?
Originally, far from
Lobotomy
what anyone would
Corporation
consider
ego
a normal
gift.
human, he is now a
Look at this
completely
weapon.
normal, upstanding member of society.
A completely normal?
Every word out of
Totally.
his mouth is considerate, and he has impeccable
Totally
manners.
normal.
Sacred Power.
What's it called? It's
A
like
buff
Gold
skill
Rush.
that heals an ally and the caster, while granting invincibility and
Another
increased
double
attack.
5. What is her luck, sis?
Divine Punishment. An AoE skill that targets all enemies while
That's
also
huge.
healing the ally with the lowest health proportional to the damage dealt. Punishment. A basic attack skill that heals the ally with the lowest health proportional to the damage
Yes, you
dealt.
can heal too.
Blaze Dingo is a light elemental soul weaver who heals proportional to damage dealt.
So we could just debuff Dingo or
Soulburn
debuff
Sacred Power can
enemies.
grant various buffs to
And
an
Dingo
ally
heals so
and
much.
grant Blaze Dingo an extra turn. Divine Punishment can also trigger punishment if a critical hit is made, dealing damage to the enemy while healing an
I
ally.
love Dingo's attack pose. It's so like unique. You're sort of hunched over. He's the epitome of I'm a healer. But Thermia. It's so funny, Isaac.
Shermia is fiercely competitive,
His
but also
characters are easy to
horribly
get in
unlucky.
Epic 7. I guess
She
you're
is very
right, sis.
hot-headed and often gambles and loses
Makes
everything.
sense.
Her impulsive nature forced her parents to give all of the inheritance to her sister Karen,
Campbell's and
who
loses
provides her an
everything.
allowance to
Is
live
this
off of.
a gacha player?
All in. A skill that penetrates the enemy's defense.
All in.
I'll get my entire
Hot Streak. A skill that increases attack of the caster, resets the cooldown of All In, and grants the caster an extra turn.
For a sec, I thought that this would be a character sort of like
Playing with
Conviction
fire.
in Arknights.
This skill attacks the enemy with a chance to make them unhealable.
A chance to make them unhealable. The real gacha's getting
Shermia is a fire
gear.
elemental warrior who uses the immense power of
to see
flames
it.
to annihilate enemies. She can use Hot Streak to increase attack and immediately follow up
Best
with
fire
All In.
solo DPS, by the way.
All In has the potential to deal extensive damage
Gear
thanks to its
costs your
built-in
time
defense
and
penetration,
soul.
increased damage from Soulburn, and
Instead of
increased
pulling with
attack from
gacha
Hot Streak.
currency, you pull with your life. It's so funny. This animation. the full version of one we saw earlier. Is this? Oh, it's OST. There are a few songs mixed in. Epic 7 is Gear Gacha. Characters, whatever. That's the greatest. How to grind for gear. This is first PV. The moon. I'm sorry. Was the moon's like eyes around before? Oh, so many groups of people. There's so many characters. It almost feels like there isn't exactly a main character. Like there sort of is. But everyone has like, such a big focus. The music too. Okay, next is Arena Season 2.
Gets in my way, show me.
Time to bring this fight to an end. Take this anymore.
So do a lot of people play for like a winning PvP? Another 5-star artifact. Congrats. To the quality, just let's raise the quality. Dizzier. Oh, Guilty Gear. This is the Guilty Gear collab. Crescent Moon Ren.
A dancer
This
at the
is how
Crescent
many
Moon
resources
Theater
do
in
you have?
Savara. Loved by many for her outstanding beauty, talent, and the mystery that surrounds her true identity. Only
Crescent
a
Moon
few,
Ren. So is this a
including her
collab character?
guardian, Bazaar, knows
Also, yes,
she
you
is
bet. We'll
Rin.
do some Roblox on the weekend. You miss these days.
Curtain Call. A skill that dispels all buffs from the enemy before granting all allies immunity. When buffs have been dispelled,
All
the caster
allies
is also
immunity?
granted an extra turn. Eye Catcher. A skill that attacks the enemy and steals their buffs to give to allies. Heckle.
Outfit's pretty a
A
buy.
basic skill that attacks the enemy
I
and
mean,
grants the
isn't it
caster
just
a
a
random
swimsuit?
buff. Crescent Moon Rin is a light elemental thief who can buff allies
A
while
nice
dispelling
summer
buffs from
fit.
enemies. With Curtain Call, she can gain an extra turn if she successfully dispels buffs from the enemy, while simultaneously making her allies
So you
immune
can
to
get extra
debuffs.
turns pretty easily.
When Soul Burned, Heckle will grant a random buff to all allies, providing a variety of effects.
So exciting. She's not that great of a character, really. Who is this? Balance designer?
Sage Ball fell in love with an ordinary human named Suzanne and locked her soul in a doll to preserve her for himself
Locked her
forever.
soul in a doll?
However, as time passed, her soul
That's kinda
eroded
terrifying.
away,
This feels
and
very...
eventually she became simply a normal doll.
It reminds me of... What's his
Evil
name?
Spirits
From
Call,
Fire Emblem.
a basic skill with a high chance of putting enemies to sleep. Cloud
From like
of
Shadows
Ruin,
of Valentia.
a skill with a chance to dispel 2 buffs
There's this
and put
character who,
enemies
like,
to sleep. If
sells
this skill
his
has
lover's
no
soul
cooldown,
or something.
The caster's combat readiness increases at the end
It's
of the
really
enemy's
creepy.
turn, allowing frequent attacks. Eye of Death, a skill that deals damage proportional to the amount of the caster's lost health, and can also recover to the caster
These
max health if
eyes?
the enemy is defeated. It can be used for both attack and healing depending on the situation. Sage Ball and Suzanne is a light elemental mage who can be used to counter fast enemies. With Cloud of Ruin granting increased combat readiness every time
not
an
the original
enemy
character
attacks,
story.
fast enemies allow Sage Ball and Suzanne to
breathe here?
disrupt the battle by dispelling buffs and putting enemies to sleep often. Furthermore, depending
You can
on their
just
health,
soothe them
Sage
to
Ball and
sleep.
Suzanne is capable of dealing
Perfect.
high damage to kill an enemy while
Fire
simultaneously
Emblem.
providing full healing thanks to Eye of Death.
It's not Alm. It's the other character. I think mirrors Alm. You fight for most of the game. He wears the black outfit. What's his name?
6問は持ってるな。
She lost her family and friends in a gear attack led by that man.
That man.
From that point on, she walked the path of Asura,
Is this still
obsessed with
Guilty Gear?
exacting
A gear
revenge on
attacker?
that man. Tough and decisive, she boasts fighting power that can rival even that of a gear. Tatami Gaishi. A basic skill that inflicts bleeding on the enemy and reduces the caster's cooldowns in the event of a critical hit. Sarane Sanzu Watashi. A skill that can inflict up to 3 bleed effects on enemies, granting an extra turn in the event of a critical hit. Garyo Tensei. A skill that deals damage proportional to the number of bleed effects inflicted on the enemy. In the event of a critical hit, the combat readiness of all allies is increased.
So it feels like,
Viking is a thief, capable of
getting one more
detonating
turn.
bleed effects inflicted on enemies.
like, isn't that hard for a lot
She
of
can deal
characters?
great damage to the enemy while also increasing the combat readiness of all allies by inflicting
Looks like
bleed
Viking
with
from
Sarane
Guilty.
Sanzu Watashi,
Hey,
and then
Rod,
using
this is
Garyo
Viking from Guilty.
Tensei on the extra turn granted.
This is the
The
collab.
damage potential of Garyo
You're so
Tensei
right.
with its detonation of bleed effects makes it very important to maintain a large number of bleed effects on enemies.
いざようなよ。
Just light and dark 4 or 5 characters. Our alternate universe. Really?
この辺でやめませんか？競うことは
Dizzy?
争うことでは
Also
ありま
Guilty
せん。
Gear?
Dizzy is half human and half gear. After being attacked by humans,
I
she
still
held a
don't know what a
deep
gear
distrust
is.
towards them. But after meeting
Half
various
gear.
people, she resolved those feelings. She loves humanity and nature and hates to fight,
Aw.
but will do so when necessary. Making use of her wings
Another
Necro
5-star.
and Undine.
Sis, your luck is crazy.
Emotional Gamma Ray. An AoE skill that attacks all enemies and misses, but still inflicts decreased speed, attack, and hit chance regardless.
この辺でやめませんか？
Gamma Ray. An AoE skill that attacks all enemies and extends the duration of all debuffs for 1 turn, except for those which prevent the enemy from moving, before decreasing combat readiness. I use this to catch fish.
I use this to
An
catch
AoE basic
fish.
skill that attacks and stuns all enemies, dealing greater damage
Stun
against
everybody.
debuffed enemies. Dizzy is an ice elemental mage, capable of neutralizing enemies through powerful debuffs. By using Soul Burn to obtain an extra turn, you can follow up Emotional Gamma Ray with Gamma Ray
Also,
in
where's
order
this
to
skeleton
deal and
that's
then
helping?
extend debuffs, as well as decrease combat readiness. I use this to catch fish, means that even with the basic skill, players have a chance to stun all enemies,
First
while
super
also
meta character.
dealing more
Really
damage against
landed, no?
those with debuffs.
Dizzy here? That was a poor
そう
fish.
喧嘩なんて退屈です
I
よね。
ripped the fish. They never stood a chance. Okay, another PV here. It's finally here. The adventure continues. Going to commit Horus heresy. I'm so sorry that YouTube's being weird to Gacha. AoE stun on basic attack with no CD is wild. God killer. Okay, Luluka. A shaman.
An alien girl who traveled across the universe, seeking revenge against Straze for bringing ruin to her world. She's determined to make Straze pay for what he has done to
Best
her
girl,
friends and
Luluka.
restore her homeworld.
I see.
Wild Wave. A skill that attacks a single enemy. The damage dealt by this skill increases as the enemy's health decreases. Reko's Blessing. A buff skill that increases the defense of all allies while also granting barriers,
It in any form.
reducing a significant portion of
Is
incoming
Luluka
damage.
secretly got a
The strength
monster or
of the
something?
barrier increases proportional to
That's
Luluka's
worse.
attack. Wave
It's
of
out of
Vengeance.
context, don't
A skill
worry.
that attacks all enemies with
I'll
a high
forget about
chance
a
of
lot of
increasing
this.
defense for 2 turns. The damage dealt by this skill
Look at this
increases
animation.
every time it is used, creating the potential for high damage given
Oh, so
enough
this is
time.
like Melantha from Reverse, 1989.
Luluka is an ice elemental
get
mage
stronger
who can
every time
decrease the
it's
defense of
used.
all enemies while increasing the defense of all allies. Wave of Vengeance has a high chance of decreasing the defense of all enemies and can be very beneficial when used at the start of the battle. As Reko's Blessing grants increased defense and
Everything
barriers
Eaton's
to all
best.
allies,
There's
it's
you,
best
there's you.
utilized right before an enemy uses a powerful skill. Also, barrier strength
beef and
increases the
chat.
proportion of the Luluka's attack, so equipping her for high attack is recommended.
You've had her Chromia too. What is this? Summer update? Is this all concept art? Rock is the best. Guild War. Our first summer. So many new characters. They're all so pretty. It's the Gacha. Yeah, Epic 7. Best is obviously Joe. This music. I think this is the one trailer. There might be one or two that are in another language. What is this resolution for the trailer? The algorithm has favored you. Nice. The fan service update. Is it really? Yeah, I'm a new player. Popped up and recommended. Who is this man? The boss. The summer characters are fan service. Really? I see no spoilers. It's Korean. The story begins again. Next episode. This is like a year into the game. And they started episode 2. Or is this episode 3? New players get lots of free characters on 6th Annie. So you're starting at the right time. That's what my friend was saying. So I'm super excited. Well, we'll play Epic 7 later this week. But it was here. It was here. I mean, we did just see this. This design is so good, God Killer PV. Fallen Cecilia.
Fallen Cecilia is chasing a mage who turned her family into dark
Let's create a
magic
Gacha
stones.
addicts together.
She dreams of the day she can get her revenge and join her loved ones again.
Aww. Are you
Mistake.
pulling for Cecilia? Come from already.
A basic skill with high chance to provoke the enemy.
Seems like your story is really
Strong
sad.
Instinct. A passive skill that grants barrier to all allies at the beginning of battle, and grants a barrier to the ally with the lowest health at the end of her turn. Spear of Resentment. A skill that attacks all enemies and grants skill nullifier to all allies, negating damage received from the next skill attack.
Nullifier to all allies.
Fallen
alive.
Cecilia
Nice,
is a
Gacha.
dark elemental knight who specializes
Her first skill
in
sounds
protecting
like
her allies.
what your dad calls
With
you,
strong
Isaac.
instinct, Fallen Cecilia
We're
grants
not
a
a
barrier
mistake.
to all allies at the beginning of battle. She also grants a barrier to the ally with the lowest health at the end of her turn.
There's so many
making her
barriers, too.
excellent at protecting allies. Furthermore, Mistake's high chance to provoke, combined with Spear of Resentment's skill nullifier, greatly improves the team's stability.
You got her randomly a year ago? She's the best with Brigo. It seems like Cecilia's really OP here. Like specifically Dark Cecilia. That's insane. Have an epic year with Epic 7. It just mirrors the quality. Why is it auto lowering sometimes? Okay, next is Guild Update 2. Did we see this already? I wish that you got lucky on free ML character selection. I still haven't used mine. It will be my special one. PvP monster. Wow. The game we've been waiting for. The Valentine event we saw for like a split second. As long as you don't get another RB. Another RB. Collab you've been waiting for. Oh, it's the Guilty Gear collab. These are all the characters. I feel like we're just seeing ad versions of everything. Ads of everything. Your personal beef with the limited character Luna. That's funny. What did Luna ever do to you? Just not come home or something? Soul Bad Guy. That's your real name, Soul Bad Guy. Okay, next, episode 2, God Killer, sign up. You're in the middle of beef with Frida. That's so funny. How every Epic 7 player has beef with at least one character. This is another language. Okay, next is... Oh, I see. They just translated these later. Okay, let's skip through the translated videos that we've seen already, eh? And you got like 5 Luna artifacts, but still no Luna to this day. Seen you too. Okay, perfect. I think. Let me scroll. I think we can skip through. So a lot of these are just translations. Off to Zerato. Off to Zerato. Kind of want Phora to react to the Promise. Is that the like really popular
Incredibly
song?
skilled in fighting.
I think it's on the
Champion Zerato
playlist.
boasts a flawless win streak, largely thanks to his refusal to fight anyone he may be at risk of losing to. Frostmage Zerato has been trying to pick a fight with him for a long time, but Champion Zerato keeps making excuses to avoid
There are
it.
different Zeratos. It's pretty popular.
Cataclysm, an attack skill that decreases the defense and attack of all enemies. Iron Will, a passive skill that grants immunity against stun and sleep, and triggers a counterattack when debuffed after being attacked.
You have beef with the stupid
Earth
boots and
Enraged,
necklaces.
a basic skill that
give you
transfers
flat
one debuff
stats.
to the enemy. Champion Zerato is a dark elemental mage, capable of countering enemies who inflict debuffs. Not only is he immune to stun and sleep, but he can also avoid the negative effects of debuffs by immediately transferring them to the enemy through a counterattack after they are inflicted on him. Using Cataclysm with Soulburn allows Champion Zerato to decrease defense and attack of all enemies, regardless of their effect resistance, giving him the upper hand in battle.
So you're just a good debuffer, like all around. Look at those apps. How many apps do you have? Okay, this looks like the PV Epic 7's second continent. Just that Zerato. The music too. Brilliant marketing strategy. If only the narrator had less enthusiasm. That's so funny. Okay, here's another. How many versions of the same trailer are there? Summer Vacation. The music's so So fine. Okay, next is the Lilibet.
Originally born into a tailor family on the planet of
Is
Rekos,
there an English
she
version?
was raised by mercenaries after losing her parents in the Civil War and became a wandering
At least it is
swordswoman
English voiceover.
until she met Straze,
literally just
the Black
Mandarin.
Knight, and her life changed
That
forever.
makes sense. Like, when was the last time you saw a fantasy character on a surfboard?
Slice, slice. A basic skill that can make the enemy
Slice,
unable to be
slice.
buffed.
Talk about Luna.
Snip, snip. A skill that can inflict up to 4 bleed effects,
Snips.
with damage dealt increasing when used against an enemy without
I'll add
buffs.
just like to my list, sister.
Soul Cutter. Enemies defeated by this skill will not be able to be revived by allies.
Can't be revived.
Lilibet is an earth elemental warrior who can suppress the enemy. Her Slice Slice skill blocks the ability of enemies to be buffed, allowing it to synergize well with Snip
Of a
Snip,
Genshin
which
character.
deals increased
I think I
damage
saw
against
something about
enemies
like
without
the new
buffs.
Genshin character with the surfboard. I guess
Soul
that's
Cutter is
true.
a powerful skill that inflicts extinct on enemies when they are killed by it, making them unable to be revived.
Spirits of the 5 seasons, lend me your strength.
Is that a common thing when fighting enemies? Like that they just revive each other?
Ah, now I
Seaside
feel
Bellona.
refreshed.
Bellona came to provide Rengar PSC with
Siri.
any help they needed to assist
Just
visitors
saying
from
hi
Rengar.
before you're tempted back to Eastside.
Although she says she's here to watch over
Join
Seth,
us.
it seems her true goal is to
Join
relax
the
in the resort.
Gacha side. Oh, that's meant for PvP.
Haven't I warned you? An
Lots of
attack
soul
skill that
leakers
makes all
revive.
enemies unhealable and unable to be buffed, with its damage increasing in the event of a critical hit. I'm with my friends. A passive skill that shares damage
I'm with
suffered
my
by the
friends.
caster
We're on
with the
vacation.
foremost ally. After this occurs a certain number
played
of
too many
times, this
gachas
skill
already.
attacks all enemies, inflicting a decreased
But it's
defense
anniversary
debuff.
series. This
Watch
week
out.
is 6th
A basic
anniversary.
skill that attacks and targets the enemy.
You could join just to use the free pulls. At least if it makes you salty.
Seaside Bellona is an ice elemental ranger who
That's
can
very
annihilate
bad.
enemies with powerful attacks after weakening them with debuffs. With Haven't I Warned You skill, she can disable healing and buffing for her enemies, putting her at an advantage in battle. Activating Soulburn causes this skill to ignore
strong
effect
in my head.
resistance. I'm with my friends greatly increases Seaside Bellona's survivability, since she shares the damage she receives with the ally in front. It can also turn the tide of battle when,
You share
after a certain number
damage,
of uses, it
so
attacks
if you-
all
if you have, like, a
enemies,
tanker?
decreasing their defense.
It
Well,
works so well.
shall we go back to the beach?
It is your friends make you this enthusiastic of ops.
Originally born
Apocalypse
in a small
Ravi.
village, Apocalypse Ravi was chosen to become an incarnation
This is who
of the
to
god of
spam?
war. She has no memories of her life before she was deified, and she accidentally fell into another dimension while fighting an enemy general.
You got her a week ago.
Deliverance, Soul
Super
Exchange.
exciting.
A skill that revives an ally
Baby,
and grants a
baby.
skill nullifier when an enemy is eliminated with this skill. War God's Might. A passive skill that increases the caster's critical hit chance according to Fighting Spirit,
You got
while
her
also
after
consuming
nerf.
Fighting Spirit to recover the caster's health
She
when
was
attacked.
nerfed.
Spectral Axe. A basic skill that attacks the enemy while absorbing some of the damage dealt as health.
So you're sort of self-healing.
Apocalypse Ravi is a dark elemental warrior whose self-sufficiency allows her to contribute to both eliminating enemies
She was
and
too
ensuring
broken.
survival of her allies.
But she still
Deliverance
got
Soul
her.
Exchange revives an ally when an enemy is eliminated. It can turn the tide of battle, as it decreases the number of enemies while increasing the number of allies. War God's Might recovers Apocalypse Ravi's health when she is attacked, allowing her to survive against powerful enemies. The higher Apocalypse Ravi's max health,
Now
the
she's
stronger the skill's effect
Akron level
becomes.
broken. Failure. Next is another language. Right comms and right matchups. She's still a solid Vika. Right there. There's so many of these. Let me just scroll through the duplicates. I could have sworn I got through most of them. Okay, next is Viviana. City Lord of Witchhaven.
Granddaughter of a reclusive magical scholar,
Does Vivian sort of look
is
like
gifted
Ravi
with incredible magical
anybody
ability.
else?
As leader of Witchhaven, she maintains a delicate balance between
Maybe it's just
bickering
like their
factions
face
of
shape is
sorcerers,
similar
but
because
the
it's like
growing
anime,
numbers of
right?
unknown and machinations of political enemies have her treading on thin ice. Mana Amplification. A buff skill that grants immunity and increased attack to all allies.
Another 5-star.
Thunder God's Cry.
And for
A skill
Jetta.
that attacks all enemies and can be activated
Super
up
excited.
to 3 times as an
How many
extra
5
attack
stars
if
is
an
this
enemy
today?
is defeated by it.
Sis?
Vitality
There's so
Drain.
many.
A basic skill that attacks the enemy while increasing the caster's combat readiness. Vivian is an Earth Elemental Mage who is capable not only of providing buffs to her
Earth
allies,
Elemental.
but also boasts a powerful AoE attack. With Mana Amplification, she can grant increased attack and immunity to all allies, assisting them both offensively and
Like a
defensively.
9.
Taking advantage of Vivian's high
Vivian
speed to
and
use the
a
skill at the beginning
cleric.
of the battle will grant great stability to your team. Thunder God's Cry
see,
inflicts
you're
damage to
pulling
all
too.
enemies and can be
Go for it,
activated up to
Isaac.
3 times as an extra
You
attack
have to hurry
if
before
an
Sis
enemy
takes
is
all the luck.
eliminated by it. You can further increase damage dealt through Soul Burn.
Skill names are cool, but not as cool as Vengeance launch. First launch anniversary.
일어나라.
Okay, first Annie.
모든 걸 일으켜라. 태양은 7번 떠오르리.
Our final chance. Wait, 2016?
2016년 2월 28일.
Oh, it's like a timeline.
12월
Are there
11일.
subtitles?
우리는 2개의 영상을 통해 서툴지만 조심스럽게 계승자님께 처음 에픽 7을 공개했습니다.
Revealed 2
게임을
videos.
사랑하는
Is this a
계승자님,
Korean game?
군대를 앞둔 계승자님, 그리고 외국에 계신 계승자님까지 우리는 남겨주신 소중한 댓글을 하나하나 읽으며 기뻐했습니다. 2017년 12월 17일 1차 FGT
It's KR game.
조금은
No
풋풋한
way.
계승자님을
There are so many good KR
처음
gacha games.
초대했습니다.
Olympus, Nika, Epic 7.
2018년 4월 21일 2차
우와.
FGT 우리는 건네주신
They had
소중한
like
의견을
testing until 2019.
달라진 모습으로 다시 계승자님을 만났습니다.
It's your final
2018년
chance. You
8월 30일.
royally planned.
이 작은 발걸음들을 모아 마침내 우리는 에픽 7을 세상에
우와.
선보였습니다.
I feel like this is one of the bigger gacha games. Like I hear people talk about
지난
it.
1년간 계승자님께서
I've just never played.
에픽 7에
Or like before all of this. I never
더
played.
좋은 모습을 보여드리기 위해 열심히 달려왔지만 때로는
You cried in chapter
보내주신
5.
사랑에 보답하지 못하기도 했습니다.
Aww. You're good, sis. Play Nika
함께
E7,
울고
GT Encounter
웃었던 1년.
Side.
에픽 7과 함께 해주셔서 고맙습니다. 지난 1년을 되돌아보며 더 좋은 모습으로 보답하는 에픽 7이 되겠습니다.
Incredible. First launch anniversary. That's the best. Next is Leo.
Born to a family
thought that
of
was the
scholars,
narrator at
he dreamed
first.
of becoming a warrior from a young age.
I thought they switched
After
narrators.
his parents disappeared following a raid by the Axe Bandits,
You have a
he pledged to
slingshot.
become stronger and get his revenge. Believing that reforming the rotten world is the only way to become a true warrior,
Your
he roams
scarf
around
is
the
a
world
claw.
defeating evil. Fire Slingshot.
You were disappointed by the
Basic skill that
character.
can decrease the enemy's attack. Fire Shock Bomb. A skill that can
He's
increase
so
the
bad,
enemy's
really.
skill cooldown. Goraku, a skill that attacks all enemies with a chance to inflict the bomb debuff.
You even have cute raccoons. Rip Leo,
Roman
you know.
Warrior Leo is a dark elemental ranger who is capable of planting a bomb on his enemies. Fire Slingshot can decrease the enemy's attack and inflict increased damage against the debuffed enemy. With Fire Shock Bomb, he can increase the enemy's skill cooldown, making them unable to use skills that dispel debuffs. Goraku attacks all enemies, inflicting the bomb debuff. Bomb is a
fun that your
powerful
slingshot's
debuff
also
that can
like it
inflict
doubles as
huge
a
damage
flute.
while also stunning the target at the end of the debuff duration.
That's a cute detail. I wonder how expensive it is to build characters in this game. Arena Season 3.
Regrets and hesitation. Comrades, waiting for you.
It's exactly how you imagine whales to look. The guffed. And this is the character with like technology. I think we see an older version of this character, like in some of the teams we've seen already. It's those eyes again. It was a flashback. Also, what is this present day?
망했다.
You drop one pencil. And this thing. This thing attacks, but you were ready. What's happening, huh? This is terrifying, huh?
제 사냥감입니다.
Your prayer?
시간의 힘으로도 치유할 수 없는 유일한 존재.
Don't you dare pick a character who isn't limited from any rewards.
존재라는 증거.
Fine, sis, bye. Yeah, I think the dad might have conducted heresy. Suddenly it's a horror game.
전 당신을 섬길 신입니다.
Where did this come from?
당신만이 절 치유할 수.
You were in class too? Karon's kinda hot, not gonna lie. You're so real. You're so real. Also, Lilias.
Trained from birth to be City Lord, Lilias is the descendant of the royal family of Perlutia, a kingdom that once ruled the entire continent of Sidonia. She is passionate about becoming
Queen
the best leader
Lilias?
possible for Perland, and supports harmony with
I
other
see their
cities.
star signs
But
too.
behind all that
I
lies
just
a
noticed
deeper
that in their
ambition.
profile.
Ready, Load, Fire. A skill that dispels debuffs from all allies while also attacking all enemies, with the power of the strongest
I'm
ally's
sorry
attack.
for those bullets.
Defensive Formation. A protection skill that both grants a barrier to the caster and provokes the enemy.
So
Follow
taunting.
me, Charge.
Good
A basic
defender.
skill that attacks an enemy and triggers a dual attack from an ally. Lilias is a fire elemental knight capable of containing the enemy and inflicting devastating damage by actively utilizing an ally's offensive ability. Ready, Load, Fire attacks all enemies with the strength of the ally with the highest attack, because it decreases enemies' combat readiness while increasing the caster's
like
combat
Empress.
readiness. It allows
Cease
Lilias
your
to quickly make
debauchery.
her next move.
What do you
Activating
mean?
Soulburn when
What do you
using
mean?
defensive formation
Basic
can
skills
provoke the
absolutely
enemy
broken
while
in
ignoring
every
their effect
way.
resistance. Using Follow Me Charge triggers a dual
Right here?
attack from an ally. By teaming up with heroes with powerful basic skills, Lilias can turn the tide of battle.
You can trigger another ally to attack. And you just keep others from getting hit by anybody. Except maybe your AoE or something. Desert Jewel Bazaar.
Prodigal son and heir of a once famous
that's our
merchant
lore,
guild
she's
in
an
Key
empress?
Rubaran. He changed greatly after going on an adventure with two of his friends. Upon his return, he took
You
over control
and your
of his
pet
family's
both have
guild,
heterochromia.
which had since fallen to betrayals and misfortunes, and brought its fortune to new heights under its new name, the Bazaar Merchant Guild. Desert Wind.
This game
basic
loves its
skill that can
abs,
stun the
and
enemy.
it's so real.
Everlasting
Since yesterday,
Oasis.
it's your new favorite
Passive skill
resort.
that heals all allies after using Desert
Nice
Wind.
scuffed.
Bastet
You have his normal
Roar.
version.
An AoE skill that dispels all debuffs from allies and grants immunity for 3 turns, before increasing their combat readiness by 20%.
Wait, his
Desert
voice
Jewel
acting.
Bazaar is a soul weaver capable of healing and protecting allies.
Thank
Bastet
you.
Roar will allow you to effectively
7.
deal with crises
The
early
opening
on
song, I
by
think,
dispelling
Promise is
debuffs
still
and
in the
providing 3
playlist.
turns
We'll get
of
there
immunity
soon.
before granting a 20% increase in combat readiness. You can then switch things
He's
up by
broken an
using
arena.
Desert Wind to stun the enemy, while also healing allies through the passive effect of Everlasting Oasis. The effects of Desert Wind can be greatly improved by using Soul Burn to attack all enemies, making Desert Jewel Bazaar a great supporter for the whole team.
Next is Shadow of Ravenwing Mana. The bubblegum. So much is happening. I feel like everything happened in this PB. Who are these characters? Is this a longer version? I think it's the same one. I have so many characters, but no gear to build them. Rappa. I feel like that's the worst problem to have. You need this character. Troublemaker Crozet.
A man who does as he pleases with no consideration for anyone around him. As a result, he has started causing a lot of trouble, leading the original Crozet to come looking for him.
Your shoulder plates of lions. Like lion
Oath of
faces.
Protection. A buff skill that dispels all debuffs from Troublemaker
That's right,
Crozet
U7
and
Epic
one
Dash
ally,
has
before
new
it
events
grants
that give
increased
great-
defense. It also grants class
It's
enhancement to
Epic
the
Dash
ally.
for grinding gear.
Chivalry.
Still no moonlight.
A passive
for
skill that
that.
absorbs some
After
of the damage suffered
years?
by the ally in the back row, with a
How
fixed
long have you been
chance to
trying?
counterattack. Pledge Guard. A basic skill that attacks the enemy with a chance to stun. Troublemaker Crozet is a dark elemental knight who specializes in protecting one ally. The debuff Dispel and increased defense granted by Oath of Protection to himself and an ally greatly help improve the survivability
I
of
think
the
it's
team.
lots of rewards.
On top of this, class enhancement grants an additional
So
buff to the
Sis
ally
keeps
according
getting
to
the
their
Moonlight
class,
characters.
providing even more effective
For some
support.
reason.
Chivalry also allows Troublemaker Crozet to simultaneously both keep the enemy in check and protect an ally
use 6
by
tiers for
absorbing some
Luna.
of the damage inflicted
Luna
upon the
Moonlight.
back row ally, with a chance to counterattack when they are
So
attacked.
like, you've been playing
This
since
counterattack,
almost
in turn,
day
has a chance
one.
to stun the enemy thanks to the effect of Pledge Guard.
Okay, next is Melissa. And sometimes I wish I could change.
A vampire who
Sword
dreams of
auto to
revenge
1080.
after losing everything. Originally the eldest daughter of a noble
Vampire.
family, she fell in love with a vampire she met at a ball and soon became a vampire herself. After a long separation following an ambush, she was enraged to discover her love had betrayed her. Though he had since died, that won't stop her from exacting her revenge on his son. Blood Bloom, an attack skill unaffected by
I've forgotten
elemental
the
type
Moonlight Duke
that
Wonder
curses the enemy
Asia
as
account
long as they are
ever.
not an elite or boss monster. Manifestation, an attack skill that grants immortality to Melissa.
These animations.
Might, an attack skill with a chance to make the enemy unhealable. Melissa is a fire elemental mage who curses her enemies. With
Fire
Blood Bloom,
cursing.
Melissa can attack without needing to worry about elemental disadvantage, while also cursing the enemy and earning an extra turn. Cursed enemies will receive a portion of any damage inflicted on one of their allies by a single attack as additional damage. The extra turn also allows her to immediately use Manifestation, and choose either to attack the cursed enemy again, or to attack another enemy and inflict damage on 2 enemies at once, thanks to the curse debuff. Finally, with Might, Melissa can make the enemy unhealable, while also dealing damage proportional to her lost health.
She's also pretty
Thanks to
strong
the
in
immortality
PvP.
buff gained through manifestation,
Going to 6
this can
Sixers is
allow her to
crazy,
deal
but you played Dark
significant
Souls for
damage.
13. That's funny. What's the longest I played a game? On your anniversary scrapbook? So we're still on 2018. Never mind, that's just the beginning. What year would this be? If this is 2 years, like 1 year in, it's like 2020. 2.5 million players. Having 3 million people download your game is crazy. Europe server opens. There are 100 floors of a tower to get through. Can't say you're a day one player. You started E7 when it was Dina's first banner. That's still like really close. That's like, it feels like, compared to someone like me who's starting 6 years into the game, it feels like talking to a day one player. 1.1 billion adventures. Top 5 most summoned. Most popular. I'm sorry, trillion. Trillions of gold. It really puts into perspective seeing all these stats. And this was just in the first couple of years. We started when Tenebria and Crow double banner released. The party nuke next to Dizzy. Global launch 1 year. The best mobile RPG ever. I have to say it's epic. I'm sorry, that's funny. That's really funny.
November 8th, 2018. A new world unfolded before our eyes as we embarked on an incredible adventure.
I'm excited to see what the lore is. Is it like a really deep lore game? Or is it more like surface level story? How invested do I have to be? I want 100-day anniversary. Games come.
A new path forged together with all of you.
These are like snapshots from all over the world. Brazil. How many will we see? You got a good crit rate necklace. Let's go, we're sister. Cannon is finally relatively important. Cannon is important sometimes. Okay.
Epic 7, first anniversary.
Next is Faithless Lytica. So Lytica altar?
After being taken into a cult at a young age and enduring a childhood of suffering, Faithless Lytica finally managed to escape and is now on the run.
I've hurt you.
Naturally, this experience
Do you
is
just have
driven her
everyone
skepticism
says
towards
Lytica
religion and
altar?
a hatred of fanatics. Thorn.
I love how many
A
altar
basic attack
characters
skill
there are
that
in this
inflicts
game.
decreased hit chance.
Capture me.
Larkspur. An AoE skill that dispels buffs and increases the combat readiness of both Faithless Lytica and her allies. Enemies cannot counterattack this attack.
So are altars usually
Hysteria.
better?
An
than
attack
the
skill that
mains?
increases skill cooldown to max.
It was cool. But it's an abomination. You're talking about Warhammer, that's funny.
Faithless Lytica is a light elemental ranger who supports her allies.
I feel like any
The
story with
decreased
deep
hit
enough
chance
lore
inflicted
will have
by
a really,
Thorin makes it easier
like
to
really
keep
messed up
enemies in
things or
check.
like sad things.
With Larkspur, dispelling buffs from enemies while also
Usually
increasing
when
the
that character's
combat
used for
readiness of
PvP,
Faithless Lidica and her allies.
Some niche content.
Additionally, Larkspur
I
cannot
see.
be counterattacked. After this, Faithless Lidica can effectively neutralize an enemy by increasing their skill cooldowns to max.
They're from a different timeline or a different world. That makes sense. All red, green, blue characters are for everything. What is this? This auto drop in quality. The world boss is awoken. There's so, how big is this boss? This is huge. Introducing Elena. Oh, that's a guild thing, huh?
From a young age, her parents
Game
taught her the
characters for
doctrine of the
gamers.
stars. Despite her youth, she now leads the
Crocodile.
faithful Constella with her
The
unwavering
world boss
devotion
that
and
we
strong
never
connection to
see
the spirits.
die. The story has it. Crocodile
Eternally
is still
shining
out there
comet.
somewhere.
A support skill that grants invincibility and increased effect resistance to all allies after attacking all enemies. Guardian's Authority. A passive skill that decreases the damage received from attacks that target all enemies, while also healing all allies after the attack through an additional skill. Starlight's Will. A basic skill that dispels a debuff each from 2 allies after attacking.
It's a very like team support character.
Elena is an
It
Ice
never
Elemental
dies.
Soul Weaver who
just
decreases the
jumps
damage
on
suffered
top
by
of all our
allies in
heroes.
addition to granting them invincibility and increasing their effect resistance. Thanks
You
to the
love the 2
continuous
frames
effect
of
of
running
Guardian's
animation.
Authority, Elena can reduce damage suffered from attacks
Okay,
that
the
target
2
all
frames are
enemies simply
carrying,
by being
okay.
on the battlefield. Furthermore, the activation of Consecrated Ground allows any damage that was received to be healed
Be
immediately.
healed
Due to
immediately.
the fact that Consecrated Ground does not attack enemies, it can also activate the effect of Magara's Tome. Using Eternally Shining Comet will increase the effect resistance of allies by 50%.
By
Unlike immunity,
50%.
increased effect resistance greatly improves allies' chances of resisting not only enemy debuffs, but also attempts to dispel buffs. Starlight's
That's
Will
so
dispels
strong.
1 debuff each from 2 allies, or all debuffs
Stop.
from all allies when soul burned.
I also like the harp animation too. I feel like there are a ton of gacha characters that use like harps as weapons. Like I see a lot of instruments, but harps specifically. Oh, no figure making video. Mr. Bruce Project. Do they have figures? Epic 7 figures? The piano is so pretty. Yeah, Luna figure. Look at all the details in this. The eyes. The eyes. This is the concept. Are all of these made by hand? You want to choke again? Someday. We're gonna take it again. This doesn't change very much. How long does this take? This looks like it'd be like, such a hard job, but so fun. And the staff too. Look at all these details. Oh, it's uncensored. The Luna skin is like the original Luna. But this is a translated video from before. So I think they like re-released a few earlier videos but with translations. Benevolent Roman.
Though he
Chest
treats
piece
everyone with
rolled 3
gentleness and
times into
kindness,
effect
he won't
resistance.
hesitate to do anything for his friend Ervalin, no matter how cruel. To him,
Yeah, we
Schneel is
saw
nothing
Dian's
more than a
trailer earlier.
troublemaker, while Ervalin is a trustworthy
Like past
liege
Dian.
deserving of unconditional
I
loyalty.
think that was like a French version, a translation.
Mana Fundamentals. An AoE skill that silences and dispels buffs from all enemies.
Your animations are so good.
High Mage's Might. A passive skill that decreases the effect of skills that decrease the caster's combat readiness.
The hands behind your back.
Mana Arrow. A basic skill with a chance to activate Mana Burst. A skill that decreases the combat readiness of all enemies.
An old school weeb way to own figures.
Benevolent Roman is a light elemental mage who specializes in hindering his enemy's ability to attack. His passive skill, High Mage's Might, decreases the effect of skills that decrease the caster's combat readiness, allowing him to avoid getting slowed down by the enemy. With Mana Fundamentals, he can silence enemies to prevent them from using skills with cooldown, while also dispelling buffs. He may continue to hinder enemies with Mana Burst, triggered by Mana
is
Arrow,
Roman more
which
niche?
randomly decreases all
Lie, you're
enemies' combat
impressed.
readiness.
I mean, the artwork. The artwork is always so good. Next is Alencia. A pureblood who sees human is inferior.
Maternal aunt of Luna and Euphane, who believes
pure
that dragons are the
blood.
wisest and most graceful beings in the world. As she
Good
considers
job.
it inelegant
The
to have
narrator's
frequent
just
mood
giving us
swings
the
like
full
lowly
story.
creatures do, she tends to be kind to others, unless they cross a line. Genesis.
Oh, it's a
A
grandma
skill that
dragon.
attacks all enemies before dispelling all buffs and increasing the defense of all allies. Noble Blood. A skill that has a chance to grant the caster Mind's Eye when attacked, a buff that
Mind's
increases
Eye,
both the effectiveness and effect resistance of the caster. Eradicate. A basic skill that attacks the enemy with a high chance to decrease defense. When the caster uses Eradicate on their turn while granted Mind's Eye, the additional skill Trample is also activated. Alencia is an Earth Elemental Warrior who dispels all
particular
buffs
reason,
from all
just hate
enemies
Alencia.
while also increasing the defense of all allies.
Like I said, every Epic 7 player
Genesis allows her to
has a
help
buff
her
or
allies survive
has a
longer
beef
at the start of the battle,
with
as
at
it both
least
dispels
one
all
character
enemies'
in the
buffs
game.
and increases
We
the
know
team's
this.
defense. Mind's Eye, a buff that may be granted to the caster when attacked, also increases both effectiveness and effect resistance. Additionally, using Eradicate on the caster's turn while they are granted Mind's Eye will activate Trample. Trample decreases the skill cooldown of Genesis, which can be used to the caster's advantage in battle. The damage dealt by all of Alencia's skills increases proportional to her max health. See what
Max
happens when you
HP.
activate Trample when Alencia has a high health stat. Trample also decreases the skill cooldown of Genesis and allows Alencia to deal powerful damage twice in a row.
So Valencia has a ton of HP. He makes her stronger. This is a different language. I think we met you already. I think so. Yes, we have. Okay, so wait, have we? This might be the only video.
An arrogant and cruel knight. He sees others only as pawns to be used for his own ends.
I think this is
He's
the only
skilled at managing his reputation
only
that
upload
he's
for this
known as a
one.
reliable and loyal knight, despite his true nature. Flash. An attack skill that
Flash
attacks all
style.
enemies, with a chance to decrease speed and make enemies unhealable. Battle Command. A
How did
passive
the
skill that
outfits not
dispels
fall
a
off?
debuff from
Honestly,
all allies when the
I
caster is
kind of
debuffed
wondered the
after
same
being
thing.
attacked.
This is impressive.
Icy Sword Storm. A basic skill that attacks the enemy and removes 4 souls, with a chance to provoke the
Removes
enemy.
4 souls.
Ambitious Tywin is a light elemental
Tywin.
knight who can dispel debuffs from all allies while also harassing the enemy with his ability to both remove souls and inflict debuffs. The skill, Battle Command, activates even when Ambitious Tywin is inflicted with debuffs that make him unable to act, such as stun. He can even dispel crucial debuffs, such as the unable to be buffed
So we
debuff
could dispel
when it's
that?
not his turn, allowing his allies to
Look
safely
at the
grant
cool
buffs to
guy
the
who's
team.
cool because we're told
Icy
he
Sword
is.
Storm removes 4 souls from the
He
enemy
could
with
be.
a chance to provoke
He could be.
making him effective against
Not cool
opponents
from
who
the
have stored
anniversary.
up a lot of souls.
Congrats, sister.
If ambitious Tywin is equipped with the artifact Elber's Ritual Sword, it won't be easy for enemies to make use of their soul burn effects.
On my word.
It is a pretty design. You got banned. Did Dazai ban you? That's rough, Julia. Okay, next is Pavel.
A young member of the Pearland Raiders. As a son of pathfinders through ancient ruins, Pavel inherited an exceptional talent for tracking and navigation. He is incredibly
Pavel's
loyal to
design.
Pearland, the largest city in
bandages.
Sidonia, for providing his
And you have a
previously
gun.
nomadic family with safety.
Why?
And is frequently trusted with important missions for the Raiders.
No one seems to use Pavel nowadays,
Destructive
really.
Pursuit. A single target
Wonder
attack
why.
skill that ignores damage sharing effects, unless the target is an elite or boss monster.
Or many still use
Storm
Violet.
Bullet. An AoE skill that attacks all enemies after granting increased attack to the caster.
I guess the Moonlight
Hurricane
version is
Sword.
better anyway.
A basic attack skill that decreases the enemy's hit chance.
I need to see Pavel's Moonlight version,
Pavel is
please.
an Earth Elemental Ranger who can attack the enemy
Empowered for
after granting
AoE.
increased attack to himself. As it ignores damage sharing effects, Destructive Pursuit can be particularly useful in Arena. The increased attack granted by Storm Bullet in its AoE range also means Pavel can inflict huge damage even without the help of allies. Using Soul Burn will provide an extra turn that will allow even more devastating
Wait, Pavel
damage
taken.
by following up Storm Bullet with Destructive
Pavel
Pursuit.
taken.
Hurricane Sword, meanwhile, can help minimize damage received
The
by
Moonlight
allies
version was
by
your
decreasing the
awakening.
enemy's hit chance.
Nice, nice. A gun AoE. Okay, next is Bittersweet Dessert Festival. What? As long as you get Commander Pavel, it's okay. Otherwise, we have beef. It's missing our idol. There's the owner of YouTube. Totally. Okay, this is just weird. Raising the quality every time. Choice is yours.
Eternal
These are like Valentine's characters. Valentine's event. This is a shorter version of Bittersweet Festival. Pavel and his GF. Okay, yes, this is the same. Next is Tempest Serena. Liticon Vistar. A wedding
A girl from the
costumes.
far Eastern Empire. As a warrior and daughter of a decorated general, she
I know
fought in
that.
several wars. However, as the empire fell, she was forced to flee to Britannia. With the help of a knight from Terranor, she was able to adapt to this new life and now strives to pay back that favor. Lunge. A basic attack skill that has
Also,
a
what
chance
is
to
this, a
inflict 2
weapon?
bleeding effects.
It looks so terrifying.
Swift
Sudan.
movement.
She's
A
good at
passive
Guild
skill that
Wars.
increases the caster's combat readiness when the caster's health is 70% or less when an enemy's turn ends, and ensures that the damage she suffers in one attack does not exceed 51% of her max health. Moonlight Shadow.
So you can
An
only take a
attack
certain
skill
amount of
that attacks
damage.
all enemies, and has a chance to make them unable to be buffed. Tempest Cern increases her combat readiness after being attacked, allowing her to inflict both debuffs
It reminds
and
me a
great
little of
damage upon all of her
Shiroyuki
enemies.
from
Her passive
Arknights.
skill not only increases her combat readiness, but also helps her survive, as it keeps the damage she receives from exceeding 51% of her max
I think
health.
Jiyoon
Because damage dealt by Moonlight Shadow increases proportional to the
Britannia
health she's
is
lost.
Britannia, but
Tempest
with
Cern
more
can deal
R.
even more damage by using it when she has low
I
health.
just see her. The little bird too. I love when characters like have animals in their art with them. Like maybe a pet or just an animal who happens to be there. Sarisa.
A young politician and administrator of Aachen, Cerise is also the daughter of Furious. She opposes her
There's
conservative
someone
father,
named
who governs with
Furious.
zero-tolerance policies. She tries to solve problems with reasonable solutions, as she strives to reconcile Aachen and Perland.
Fast and Furious.
Mystical Arrow. A basic skill that attacks the enemy before
This is
increasing
Pavel's
the
partner?
caster's combat readiness. Luminous Explosion. An attack skill that stuns the enemy before increasing the caster's combat readiness.
This stuns one enemy.
Frost Storm. A skill that attacks all enemies, decreasing buff durations before decreasing speed and restricting while also granting invincibility to the caster.
Granting invincibility.
Cerise uses a new debuff, Restrict, to effectively counter heroes with skills that increase combat readiness. With Frost Storm, she decreases the speed of all enemies, hindering them from taking their turns, as well as restricts them to prevent them from using skills and artifacts that increase combat readiness.
So if a team is
Luminous
just
Explosion
super
slows
fast.
the enemy down by stunning, while also
Furious is a
allowing
very good
Cerise to
free-to-play
quickly attack
attacker for
again
Riven
by
Hunt.
increasing her combat readiness.
Furious is playable.
Afterwards, she can quickly
At
obtain
this point,
another
I feel
turn
like
by
every
using
character
Mystical
is
Arrow
playable.
to increase her combat readiness.
And it's great. It reminds me of like Fire Emblem Heroes, where almost every character is basically playable. If they have a name, you can pull for them. Choleric. I did get Choleric in the mail.
위치의 이분의 마법 학자들에게 발견된 버려진 아이입니다.
Is there English? This is the only one. I think we have to read subtitles.
강화마법사 부대에 입대하여 성녀 디에네가 활약한 마신 전쟁에서 큰
Another
공을
PvP.
세웠지만 실험 후유증으로
RGB
마비
hand
현상으로
guy.
죽어가는 몸과 함께 냉혈한
Let's
마음을
play one
가진
E7
성공자가
Arcanates
되었습니다.
Endeavor. So true. Arcanates has so many unplayable characters, like NPC jail characters.
속도 증가
So
상태일
many
경우
outfits we
방어력을
see but
10%
can't
관통합니다.
use. Yeah, Choleric is great.
적을 공격하여 강화 효과를 한 개 해제한 후 스킬 쿨타임 1턴 증가를
Increases
2번
caster
발생시키고
speed.
자신에게 속도 증가를 발생시키는 스킬입니다. 공간 이동. 공격 시 침묵을
silence
발생시키는 기본
enemies.
스킬입니다.
What is Choleric like really good for?
카웨릭은 상대 위협적인 영웅의 스킬 쿨타임을 증가시켜 전투를 유리하게 이끌어갈 수 있는 영웅입니다.
Increasing skill cooldowns.
차원 해랑을 통해 적의 강화 효과를 한 개 해제한 후
Another
스킬
tech
쿨타임을
from being
증가시켜
overworked to
상대
develop.
위협적인 영웅의 스킬 사용을 차단할 수 있으며
This narrator's happy to be here. Totally is
Scott. 차원 해랑을
He's hard to
사용한 후
build.
발생한 속도
He only
증가
scales
효과로
off his
빠르게
own
공격 기회를
speed.
가져갔고 차원
It
폭발을
seems like
사용한다면
speed
방어력
specific
관통을 통해 적군 전체에게
builds.
높은 피해를 입힐 수 있을
He's
것입니다.
late game. I love the anime characters who wear who don't use their coat sleeves. It's like when they wear it over the shoulders. It's the best. Little Queen Charlotte. Aww, you're so cute. Head pats for the
당차고
queen.
배려심 많은 어린 여왕으로 다른 세계의 라마레를 다스리고 있습니다. 의젓하고 지혜로운 모습으로 민심을 보살피고 있습니다.
I think I'll switch back to English subtitles
불만을 품고
or to
있던
English
솔라이오
voiceover
사람들이
soon.
성주의 새로운 모습에 서서히 동요하고 있습니다. 라마레의 의지. 적의 방어력을 일부 관통하여
The will of the
공격하고
matter.
피해량에 비례해 생명력을 회복하며 대상이 암속성일 경우 피해량이 증가하는 공격 스킬입니다. 왕의 위험. 아군이 치명타 피격 시 받는 피해를
Little Queen Charlotte
감소시키고
is cute.
자신이 치명타 피격 시
The
행동
costume is
게이지를
too.
증가시키는 지속
Aw.
스킬입니다. 즉결 심판. 적을 공격하고 자신에게 면역을 발생시키는 기본 스킬입니다. 어린 여왕 샬롯은 치명타
So
피해
this is like
감소로
a light
아군을 보호하면서
warrior who's good against
적에게
dark
강력한
enemies.
관통 피해를 주는
Like
광속성
dark
전사입니다.
elemental.
라마레의 이지 스킬은 적의 방어력을 일정량 관통하고 암속성 대상에게 더 큰 피해를
Because
주기
there's
때문에
like
방어력이
like
높은
red, green,
적이나
blue.
역속성을 상대로
There's like
높은
light
피해를
and
보입니다.
dark, light and shadow are like strong against each
피해량에
other.
비례해서 생명력을 회복하므로 높은 데미지를 입힌다면 자신의 생명력을 크게 회복할 수 있습니다. 왕의 위험 지속 스킬을 통해 아군이 치명타
I feel like
피격
you're over
시에
here
받는
wondering
피해를
about
감소시킬
jackets.
수
I'm
있으며
wondering how all of their
자신이
hair
치명타
stays so
피격을 받을
nice.
때마다 자신의 행동 게이지를
caloric is the
증가시키므로
anime
치명타를
equivalent.
자주 발생시키는 적을
The one woman who
상대로도
uses
원활히
gorilla
대처할 수
glue on her
있습니다.
hair.
즉결 심판
It's so
스킬을
funny.
사용하면 자신에게 면역이 발생되며 각종 약화 효과로부터 자신을 보호할 수 있습니다.
I've tried it
기본
before for a
스킬이므로
cosplay.
대부분의 상황에서 면역을 유지할 수
It
있습니다.
isn't that hard. Like you can't move your arms too much, but you can like you can make it work totally. Next is real on a preview.
May the
Okay, perfect. Spoilers for episode 2.
may the holy light
Maybe I'll just do part of this.
save us all.
I've just watched this preview. Your hair always looks nice.
로엔나는 레커스
An individual
출신의
problem?
분으로 사물의 본질을
Oh, this is like an interview. There are spoilers in this. I do see cutscenes. Okay. Let's move to Sinful Angelica. Sinful Angelica. Okay. Berserk Guts has been the inspiration for so many characters.
Creatures. It's
This
time
animation?
to tear them to pieces.
안젤리카는 불치병에 걸린 고위 귀족의 딸이었습니다. 치료의 끝에
incurable
마지막으로
disease.
여신교에 맡겨졌지만
Rowan's your
오랜
bestest
치료 기간
W.
때문에 결국 가문에서 버려졌고 여신교 내에서도 골칫거리로 남게 됩니다. 가족에게서도 세상에게서도 여신에게서조차도 버려졌다는 생각에 절망하던 중 오래된 수녀원 도서관에서
Forbidden
여신교에
book?
의해 봉인된 미지의 존재가 적힌 금서를 발견합니다. 안젤리카는 그 존재라면 자신을 치료할 수도 있지 않을까 하는 마지막 희망을 가지고
Hoping the mysterious
다시
being
봉인된
would
장소로
cure.
찾아갑니다. 가까스로 봉인된 장소에 도착한 안젤리카는 미지의 존재를 만나게 됩니다. 미지의 존재는 오랜 봉인으로 육체를 잃어가며 세상을 향한 증오만 더해가고 있었습니다.
This mysterious
그러던
being.
중 나타난 안젤리카가 가진 삶의
Incurable
욕망을 알아보고
disease.
거래를 제안합니다.
VTubing is not a
거래를
disease.
시작한
Okay.
안젤리카는 봉인을 풀었고 두
Don't you want to
존재는
revive the
하나가 됩니다.
character you just
그
killed?
강력한 작용에 의해 차원이 뒤틀리며
You
제3의
angelic
존재로
Angelica?
태어난 죄악의
And heretic
안젤리카는
Lytica?
우리가 아는 오르비스의 세계로 오게
It's fine.
됩니다.
You're one to talk.
정신을 차린 그녀는 자신의 존재에 의문을 느끼면서 머릿속에 떠오르는 여신교와 세상을 향한 증오를 품은 채 이제라로 향합니다.
죄악의 안젤리카는 불치병에 걸렸지만 금서를 통해 악한 존재로 다시
Reborn
태어난
as an evil
캐릭터입니다.
character.
미지의 존재와 합쳐진 캐릭터라는 느낌을 강조하기 위해 얼굴에 드리워진
That was the
그림자 속
original
안경
art
등
sheet too.
가녀린 외모 속에 감춰진 제3의 존재를 돋보이게 하기 위해 노력했습니다. 초기에는 지금보다 더
It's so
어둡게
creepy.
표현하려 했지만 안젤리카의 이미지와 지나치게 멀어져 조금 완화하는 대신
Hearing the word
미지의
Angelica
존재에서
in
오는
Korean just makes me
미스테리함이
think of
더 나타날 수 있도록 노력하였습니다.
Library of Verona.
기존의 안젤리카와 달리 악한 존재와 하나가 되어 다시
That's the
태어났기
reason
때문에
use Verona. Her auto
악하고
revive and
어두운
damage
힘을
healer
이용한다는 점을
bonkers.
강조하려고 했습니다. 기존
Here the
안젤리카처럼
animations
웃는
too.
얼굴이지만
Frame
내면에
by
감춰진
frame.
악한 느낌을 주기 위해 그늘이 드리워지도록 설정했습니다.
With the
또한
concept
귀여운
art also.
표정이지만 눈빛만은 그늘 속에서 빛나는 미지의 존재의 모습을 보여주기 위해 노력했습니다.
It's so nice to see this like process.
죄악의 안젤리카는 암속성 4등급 정령사입니다. 전반적으로
Four-star.
무난한 능력치를 가지고 있지만 단연 돋보이는 부분은 효과
You're
저항입니다.
Verona next.
기본 효과 저항이 무려 30%이며
Yeah, you
자기
seven
집중까지
totally.
더한다면 기본 능력치만으로 53.8%까지 올릴 수 있습니다.
And maybe since these are a little bit longer, I might like watch like most of them and then switch over. Brand new Epic 7 Rebirth. You remember Singelica was used in PvP, but she's gone already. Oh, Singelica. But there's farming. There's farming. Like, okay, like farming. Not grinding. There's actual farming in this. Better badass. Oh, not really. I'm just the real endgame. He'll farm there for It's fine. This is my curse. Next is Destina. Destina.
Destina's protection.
Spring Breeze.
I am the Spirit Lord Destina. But now, I am the Saint of Light.
Is Destina right up this week? Destina's new costume. Alright, this is a skin showcase. This is an outfit. Is this the first skin we've seen? I think so. Okay, let's raise this. Adventure Ross. English voice.
Can stop me.
That's a Ross's English voice.
네, 안녕하세요.
The end game is about
에픽7에서
potato
라스 역을
fields.
맡은 성우 이경태입니다.
You're
네,
the,
여러분
the
반갑습니다.
Korean voice actor.
에픽7에서 라스가 드디어 모험가
Obsessed with
라스로
surfboard as an outfit too.
되게 되었습니다. 다시 한번 저도 축하드리고 저도 너무 많이 기대를 했죠. 라스가 그렇게 막 많이 강하고 그렇지만 유저분들이 많이 이렇게 얘기도 해주셨다고 해가지고 드디어 모험가
Out of
라스를
context. I
찾아뵙게
don't know what's
되었습니다.
going on.
네, 모험가 라스의 일러스트를 딱 봤을 때 느껴진 게
This
좀
is now
더
a good
예전
character.
라스에 비해서 많이 다부져졌어요. 방어력이 많이
Fire.
올라간 느낌? 아마 성능도 더 좋아지지 않을까 기대되는데 더 강해진 느낌입니다.
Elvis Desire.
예전에는 뭐 여러분들도 아시다시피 약간 그 오랜 세월을 살면서 그런 인간보다는 어떻게 신 중간에 있는 느낌이었는데 이번에 모험가 라스는 조금 더 인간적인 면모에 치우쳐져서 감정적인 거나 그런 게 조금 더 드러날 수 있게
Main character of the game.
주의하면서
But now we're
생각하면서
tired.
연기를 해봤던 것 같습니다. 아 역시 인상
Looks
깊은
like no one
대사는
uses the
첫
main character.
등장이겠죠? 새로운 모험이 날 기다리고 있어. 이게 예전에 비해 좀 더 감정 있게 기대를
Emotional?
하거나 이런 폭이 커진 것 같아요. 그리고 또 하나는 그
It's so nice to see this
음식에
like
대해서 예전에도 음식에
behind the
대한 대사
scenes.
있었는데 뭐 맛있는 음식을 좋아하는데
Okay, this is a long one too. That's incredible. Okay, let's peek over to Blood Moon Haste preview.
I don't have the time
Oh, and this is the kid from the Halloween event.
for stupid toys.
저거를 귀족
Hey,
헤이스트는
My
엘라시아의
haste needs
귀족지간에서
buffs.
태어난 뱀파이어입니다. 엘라시아는 오르비스의 북동쪽에 있다고
There's so many
알려진 거대한
continents.
대륙입니다. 우리가 알고 있는 오르비스의 세계와는 달리 저거를 귀족 헤이스트가 태어난 세계는 얼마 전까지도 뱀파이어의 힘이 숭배받던
Vampires were
곳입니다.
worshipped.
헤이스트의 아버지 코넬 레녹스는
There was a slime isekai.
강력한
Oh, like the reincarnated.
뱀파이어였습니다. 외동아들이자 유일한
They
후계자인
collabed with the
헤이스트는
reincarnated
아버지의
with the
사랑을
slime
붙여지고
anime.
결국 오만하고 포악한 도련님으로 자라버렸습니다.
좀 거만한 느낌이 있거든요. 그리고 본인 하고 싶은 스타일은 말하고 좀 무시부터 하고 보는 스타일이라서
I don't know what's going on. Is this your first day?
날리면서 연기를 하는 부분들이
Very
있었고요.
real.
어느 날 뱀파이어의 횡포에 지친 인간들이 반기를 들기 시작하고 코넬을
This
비롯한
one that here's a
뱀파이어들을
disappointment.
도주하지만 금세 발각되고합니다.
Rapper.
사지에 몰린 코넬은 헤이스트만이라도 살릴 길을 찾던 중 차원의 틈새를 발견하고 고민할 겨를도 없이 그를 차원의 틈 너머로 보내버립니다.
They pushed Haste
헤이스트의
into a
첫
dimension.
등장 대사가 있는데요. 처음 뵙겠습니다. 헤이스트 레녹스입니다. 원래 아래 것들과는
Here's the voice
마주치지
actor.
않지만 특별히 인사드리죠. 조금 상냥한 듯하면서도 본인의 거만함을 숨기지 않는 조금 솔직한
Desperately
아이자.
needs buffs.
싸움에서 이기려고 집중하는 게 아버지한테 인정받고 싶어서 그런 부분들이 있어요. 대사를 보면 나도
You were hyped when the announcement was
아버지처럼
made,
됐었겠지?
but he's so
얘도
weak.
마냥 아버지를 좋아하고 아버지한테 인정받고 싶어하는 소년이구나라는 느낌이 들어서 그 대사도
우와.
마음에 들었어요.
차원의 틈을 지난 헤이스트는 이제 이곳 오르비스의 세계에 도착합니다.
Dimensional
그는
cracker.
뱀파이어를 배척하는
Even regular
분위기에서
fire
살아남기
haste has
위해
some use. Wow. Nice, nice. Guilty Gear is back. Rerun. He's to crit with skill 3 and he'll be usable. Again. This is just the same PV, basically, as the first run. The soundtrack is so good too. Since their characters to save for then, if they ever Did it return this year? Will Guilty Gear keep coming back? Does it happen? Soul trailer.
A gear killer and bounty hunter who roams the world, capturing wanted
Gear
criminals.
killer.
He boasts incredible fighting power, and while capable of harnessing
those
all
huge
elements,
hands.
he mainly sticks to fire.
It's like your
He has
entire
a
body
blunt
is
and harsh way of
muscles.
speaking, and prefers to use actions over words.
It's sad one of your favorite characters is outclassed by 4
Tyrant
stars.
Rave version beta. An attack skill
Rip
that dispels
says.
all buffs, and makes the enemy unable to be buffed. Increases fighting spirit.
The enemy can't be buffed.
Volcanic Viper.
I was saving
When
for
an enemy
like
uses a non-attack skill,
limited characters.
or when a boss or elite monster attacks the caster. This
Your
passive
nice,
skill
nice
triggers
has
a
entered
counterattack
permanently
and
into my
silences
daily
the enemy
speech.
for 2
That's
turns.
such a huge compliment, Scott.
When fighting spirit is 100
Blood
at the
Moon
end of an
Hairs.
ally's turn, all fighting spirit is consumed,
So
and
was
the caster is
PvP.
granted an extra
Until
turn.
he became a hunt character.
Gunflame. A basic skill that deals more damage against unbuffed enemies. This skill increases fighting spirit, with a greater increase in the event of a critical hit.
Using a soul.
Soul is a fire elemental warrior who dispels buffs and counterattacks when enemies use a non-attack skill. With the dispel and debuff
Counterattacks.
of Tyrant Rave version
Wait,
beta,
you counterattack
you can make
whenever
sure
they
enemies
don't
cannot be
attack.
buffed for a short period of time.
You just hate buffs. and it's the-
Additionally, the counterattack that is
best.
triggered by Volcanic Viper when an enemy uses a
Not sure if
non-attack skill
Smilegate
can
nerfed
keep
Soul or
soul
something.
weavers from healing or buffing.
Soul seems so OP. It's like learn how to fight without cheating with the buffs. Wow.
6問は持ってるな。
Back to Bacon. So I think we've seen. Did they just re-release these videos? We saw Bacon earlier. Stex's new hero, a Valentine hero presentation. Alpha Valentine. Another gardening character. Oh, the Cubator. People that we shoot fall in love.
엘페르트 밸런타인은 백야드에서 태어난 순수하고 낙관적인
What
소녀입니다.
nice is good. What do you
결혼을 통해 사랑을 이해하려는 이 소녀는 우연히 발견한 카오스
Oh, that's
게이트를 통해
amazing.
오르비스에 오게 되는데요. 토너먼트 참가자에게 시련을 내리던 도살 부대원을 만나면서 이야기가 시작됩니다. 엘페르트는 화염 속성 5등급 사수입니다. 효과
Fire
적중과 속도가
elemental.
준수한 편인데 각이 집중까지 더한다면
are
효과
huge
적중을
roses,
대폭
too.
높일 수 있는 것이 특징입니다.
Capricorn?
엘페르트의 트레이드마크 매그넘 웨딩입니다. 사랑의 총알을 적에게 발사하여 강화 효과를 한 개 제거한 후
Come back and look at all their
최대
star
100%
signs.
확률로 1턴간 수면과
Just for
2턴간
just for
방어력
laughs
감소를
later.
발생시킵니다. 솔번으로 적의 효과 저항까지 무시할 수 있습니다. 게다가 자신에게 추가 턴이
Ignore
발생하므로
effect resistance.
바로 이어서 이스킬을 사용할 수 있습니다.
BMH is disgustingly
입니다. 적을 케이크에 가둔 후 커팅 칼로 공격하고 처치 시 남은 모든 적에게 2턴간 방어력 감소를 발생시킵니다. 아군 전체에 2턴간
So
치명
defeating
확률
enemies
증가도
lowers their
발생시킵니다.
allies' defense to
또한 대상이 가진 약화효과 개수에 비례해 피해량이 증가합니다. 1스킬 권총 연사는 적을 공격하고 최대 75% 확률로 1턴간 강화 불가를 발생시킵니다. 엘페르트의
Oh, the
원거리 전투용
artifact.
라이플이죠. 미스 콤필이 아티팩트로 등장합니다. 단일 공격 후
Teaching magic
대상에게
into
최대
bullets.
60% 확률로 1턴간 방어력 감소를 발생시킵니다. 추가 공격, 반격,
decreases so
협공 시에는
much
발동하지
defense.
않습니다. 최초로 방어력 감소를 발생시킬 수 있는 아티팩트입니다. 엘페르트는 방어력 감소와 아군 치명 확률 증가로 아군의 공격력을 극대화하는 영웅입니다. 사랑의 감정을 이해하고 싶은
Increasing
순수하고
critical
낙관적인
and
소녀
lowering
엘페르트
defense.
밸런타인은 5월 14일 점검 후 만나실 수 있습니다. 오늘도 구독과 좋아요 잊지 마세요. 감사합니다.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Next is a rare. I don't know why it keeps lowering. It's between every video. It lowers the quality.
It's okay,
Baby
everyone.
worked Blood Moon Haste recently.
I'll
Wait,
make you
actually?
feel better.
They made him better?
레이의 집안인 다무스 가문은 아킨에서 오랜 시간 독과 전염병을 중점적으로 연구해온 의사 가문입니다. 다무스 가문은 해박한 지식을 바탕으로 여러 전쟁에서 활약했고 그 공을 인정받아 귀족의 지위를 받았습니다. 하지만 레이는 사람을 죽이는 독과 전염병을 연구하거나 귀족만을 치료하여서 불을 쌓는 일에 거부감을 느껴 집안의 반대를 무릅쓰고 아킨의 중갑군의 군의관으로 지원했습니다. 이후 아킨 유배지에 진료소를 세워서 임무가 없는 날에는 가난한 환자들을 돌보고 있습니다. 선량한 마음을 지녔지만 아주 현실 감각이 없던 귀족들의 미식을 나와서 갖은 고난을 겪으면서 성장하는 모습과 아킨 유배지에서 진료소를 차리겠다고 결심하게 된 계기에 대해서 다룰 예정입니다. 더 자세한 내용은 서브스토리 푸른 바람이 닿는 곳에서 만나보세요. 대사제로서의 위치와 자존심 때문에 다른 곳에서 속마음을 숨기고 우아한 모습을 보이려고 노력하는 엘레나는 레이에게만은 생각하는 바나 감정이 그대로 드러나버리기 때문에 미묘한 관계로 보여지는 것 같습니다. 레이도 정 많고 솔직한 엘레나의 본 모습을 알고 있기 때문에 어느 정도 호감은 있지만 이성으로서 매력을 느끼는 단계까지는 아니고 아직은 그저 좀 귀여운 카벙클을 볼 때와 비슷한 감정인 것 같네요. 레이는 귀족 출신 군의관입니다. 의상은 군복을 기반으로 귀족의 의류에서 불법한 장식들로 포인트를 주었습니다. 역병이사 컨셉을 살리고자 마스크를 먼저 배치했고요. 마스크에 물린 어수선한 머리 스타일과 두꺼운 가죽장갑, 수츠, 역병으로 의사라는 디테일을 살려보았습니다. 빈민가를 돌면서 가난한 환자를 돌보는 레이의 멋진 모습을 강조하기 위해 연물을 뚫고 나오며 얼굴을 클로즈업하였습니다. 이를 통해 내가 이곳에 치료를 도우러 왔어요.
Nice. Ray looks really good. I'm excited to see the other Ray though. Okay, new visitor has arrived. This is like both Valentine and Guilty Gear. I think anything could happen now. Next is Tiara. Tiara, free spirit.
Unsightly weeds. Must be cut.
The impact frames.
Here I am. More beautiful
this is an
than the
outfit.
morning dew. More graceful than a blooming rose. I am Tiara.
The 4-star outfit.
여일의 디에리아는 자신의 세계와 오르비스를 넘나들며 범죄자를 찾는 헌터입니다. 강자를 가린다는 명목으로 무차별 폭행을 일삼는 무토가 켄, 약혼자가 있는 아가씨에게 접근했다가 치정 싸움에 얽힌 무법자 크로제, 외상값을 안 갚고 다른 세계로 가버린 승부의 자라 등 자신의 세계에서 파괴를 일삼고 혼란을 야기하는 지명수배자를 쫓고 있습니다.
That's funnier.
여일의 디에리아는 광속성 4등급 전사입니다. 에피소드 2-10을 클리어하면 누구나 2년으로 획득할 수 있습니다. 기존의 삼성 디에리아를 재료로 사용해 비교적 쉽게 기억 확인을 할 수 있는데요. 각인 집중으로 자신의 치명 확률을 보완하기에도 좋습니다.
This might be in the future of our team.
3스킬 추격배기는 재빠르게 달려가 강력한 일격으로 적을 베어냅니다. 2턴간 100% 확률로 방어력 감소를 발생시킵니다. 또한 치명타 발생 시 자신에게 2턴간 면역을 발생시키는데요. 별도로 스킬 강화를 하지 않아도 100% 확률로 방어력 감소를 발생시킬 수 있고요. 치명타 시 면역을 발생시키기 때문에 적의 약할과 공격에도 대비할 수 있습니다. 소울번으로 피해량을 증가시킬 수도 있습니다. 2스킬 기공파는 응축된 기를 적 전체를 향해 방출합니다. 피해량에 비례하여 자신의 생명력을 회복합니다. 적 처치 시 해당 스킬의 쿨타임이 1턴 감소합니다. 웨이브마다 다수로 등장하는 적을 상대로 유용한데요. 광역 스킬인데다 피해량에 비례해 생명력을 회복함으로 반복 전투에 유리한 스킬입니다. 2스킬 반쪽 가르기는 적에게 도끼를 휘둘러 공격합니다. 50% 확률로 2턴간 공격력 감소를 발생시키는데요. 치명타 발생 시 피해량이 증가합니다. 웨이브의 마지막 보스가 강력하다면 공격력 감소로 받는 피해를 줄일 수 있습니다.
Reduces the amount of damage taken against bosses.
플라워 샤워는 디에리아가 사람들의 이목을 끌기 위해 사용하는 마도구입니다. 적처치 시 최대 100% 확률로 자신에게 2턴간 공격력 증가를 발생시킵니다. 반복 전투 시 혼자서도 공격력 증가를 유지할 수 있는 아티팩트인데요. 성장 가이드를 통해서 한계 돌파를 위한 아티팩트 6장을 모두 무료로 획득할 수 있습니다. 여일의 디에리아는 에픽7을 처음 시작하는 유저에게 특히 좋은 영웅입니다. 속성을 타지 않아서 승급 재료를 만들기 위한 반복 전투에 유리하고요. 방어력 감소,
Oh, it's a built
공격력
area.
감소로 보스전에서도 쓰기 좋습니다. 아티팩트, 70레벨 장비, 자해 단편 등 육성에 필요한 아이템도 성장 가이드를 통해서 획득할 수 있으니까요. 지금 바로 시작하기 딱 좋습니다. 오늘도 구독과
Start the
좋아요 잊지 마세요.
adventurer's path. What's next? Tamarind. Tamarind Altar Starlight Concert.
Listen.
Her RGB version is 3 stars.
Song. Twinkle, twinkle. I'll be your star in the darkness.
It's like a more casual outfit. I think that works really well. This is the costume. It's so cute. It'd be such a fun cosplayer. Fire version is a 3 star, but Moonlight's 4. Looks like you.
Step back.
You think so, I'm so. Celine. This is another scanner. Celine's scanner.
Haven't we? Oh, we haven't? Something about you feels familiar.
Strange.
셀리는 더 넓은
the
세상에서
criminals in the
정의를
woods
실현하기 위해
were
세계를
starving.
떠도는 검사입니다. 카린의 이모이자 롤모델인 그녀는
Celine,
방랑
the
생활을 하기
strongest
전에
auntie.
메인가르 공안부에 잠시 몸담았다고
Auntie
하는데요.
Celine.
그녀의 전설적인 행보는
You're so
아직도
real.
학생들 사이에서
She's
회자된다고
good in
합니다.
PvP.
셀리는 자연 속성 5등급 도적입니다.
She's
도적
good
중에서는
for
기본 공격력이 높은 편이고 각인 집중으로 공격력을 더 끌어올릴 수 있습니다. 2스킬 직감은 패시브 스킬로
Attacks a
적이
random enemy with
공격에 하는
blink.
스킬을 사용하면 무작위 적에게 섬광을 사용합니다. 섬광은 보이지 않는 속도로 적을 찔러 공격하는데요. 대상이 엘리트,
Celine is
보스가
broken?
아닐 경우
Wait, actually?
피해 분배 효과를 무시합니다. 이 턴에 한 번만 발생합니다. 셀린을 상대할 때 턴을 먼저 잡았다 하더라도
If you
공격이 아닌
attack
스킬을
first with the
사용한다면
non-attacks
아군
together.
누군가가 예기치 못한 피해를 입을 수 있습니다.
Celine attacks. So.
뇌광은 자신의 약할 거를 모두 해제하고 적을 연속으로
Celine
뺀
is so
후
strong.
폭발을 일으켜 공격합니다.
She and Daha are the
자신에게
best win
2턴간
single target
회피 증가를
DPS in the game right now.
피해량에 비례해 생명력을
And
회복하는데요.
Violet maybe.
약할 거에 걸려 있다고 해도 먼저 모두 해제하기 때문에 회피 증가를 안전하게 걸 수 있습니다. 특히 스킬 강화 시 쿨타임이 3턴밖에 되지
Helps
않아서
with evasion
회피
too.
증가를 자주 발생시킬 수 있습니다. 1스킬 올려치기는 검집으로 적을 공격합니다. 치명타 발생 시 피해량이 증가합니다. 비급 내천일검은 셀린의 가문에서 대대로 모기를
Here's the
통해 내려온
artifact.
비전서입니다. 적이 공격이 아닌 스킬 사용 시 최대 100% 확률로 자신에게 1턴간 공격력 증가를 발생시킵니다. 한 턴에 한 번만
So it doubles your
발생하는데요.
attack.
만약
Or like it
적이
raises your
공격이 아닌
attack
스킬을
for
사용한다면
these
공격력
counters.
증가가 발생하여 이 스킬 3강을
Her balance
더욱
broken as
강력하게 구사할 수
well.
있습니다. 셀린은 공격이 아닌 스킬을 사용하는 적을 상대로 예기치 못한 피해를 입히는 영웅입니다.
You're so
현재로
fast.
칼로 기억되는 방랑검사 셀린은 6월 18일부터 새로운 서브 스토리와 함께 만나실 수 있습니다.
I'm
오늘도
excited to
구독과
start
좋아요
doing side
잊지 마세요.
stories too.
감사합니다.
That'd be awkward if you didn't rely on your sword. You've never seen people use their Valen? Remnant Violet.
Life.
This animation. Wait, this is
잔영의
so pretty.
비올레트는 스트라저스와 루르카가 나타나지 않은
So this is
다른 차원의
Violet.
시도니아에 살고 있습니다.
This is Violet.
본래 릴리아스의 반란을 저지하며 퍼랜드의 자유를 수호했지만 그가 자리를 비운 사이 도시는 아킨군에게 점령됩니다.
This is Moonlight.
뒤늦게 도시를
Moonlight
수복한
Violet.
잔영의 비올레토는 도시가 함락당할 당시 지도층은 도망치고 시민들은 해리슨 가문의
Violet,
사람들을
the
죽인
Dodge
뒤
Master.
아킨군에게 자비를
Sometimes.
구걸했다는 사실을 알게 됩니다. 이에 환멸을 느낀 그는 지도층을
Yeah,
모조리
Moonlight,
몰살했고
Moonlight
새로운
Violet.
포랜드를 만들기 위해 릴리아스와 손을 잡습니다. 잔영의 비올레토는 암속성 5등급
Dark
도적입니다.
Elemental
도적
Thief.
중에서는 공격력이 가장 높고요. 각인 해방으로 아군의 효과 적중을 올려주거나
These games
각인
consider
집중으로
balance to be a
자신의 치명
suggestion.
확률을 올릴 수 있습니다.
What do you mean? It's totally balanced.
2스킬 집중력은 전투 시작 시와 자신의 턴 종료 시 최대 100% 확률로
Increases
자신에게
evasion
1턴간 회피
caster for
증가를
one turn.
발생시킵니다. 회피 시 집중
It's
하나를
focus.
얻습니다. 피격 후 집중이 5개라면 모두 소모하고 무작위적에게
Which
30킬
auto
학살을
uses skill
사용합니다.
3?
전투 시작부터 적의 공격이 빗나갈 확률을 높이는 회피 증가를 발동시키는 것이 가장 큰 특징입니다. 30킬 학살은 자신에게 2턴간 공격력 증가를 발생시킨 후 검으로 적을 공격합니다.
That's so strong.
대상의 방어력을 50% 관통합니다. 피격 후 집중이 5개라면 쿨타임과 상관없이 2스킬 집중력의 효과로 무작위적에게 학살을
Regardless of
사용합니다.
cooldown, you can still use
1스킬
the same
검광은
skill.
날카롭게 베어 적을 공격하고 최대 75% 확률로 1턴간 명중 감소를 발생시킵니다. 사용할 때마다 집중 하나를 얻습니다. 명중이
Butterfly
감소된
animations
적은
too.
공격이 빗나갈 확률이 높아지므로 잔영의 비올레토가 회피하는 데 도움이 됩니다. 새로운 질서를 만드는 냉혹한 권력자 잔영의 비올레토는 6월 25일
So
점검
exciting.
후 만나실 수 있습니다. 오늘도 구독과 좋아요
The amount of
잊지 마세요.
budget that must go into each of
감사합니다.
these characters' animations feels crazy to me. Defense break on skill 1, attack buff skill 2, an extra turn in barrier. Based on attack for skill 3 is so broken. Right? Supper! Song of the Sea. That's why our balance great everywhere. So these are all different outfits.
Shall we go back to the beach?
Oh, it's a rerun. That makes sense.
Ah, now I feel refreshed.
Spectre Tenebria scan.
Is that all you've got?
So we see Tenebria.
At least try to make it
Sentinel skin suit. Aramina Sag.
네, 안녕하세요. 성우 정혜원입니다. 에픽7에서는 고양이 클라리사와 금은
With Clarissa and Tenebria.
역할을 맡고 있습니다. 네, 반갑습니다. 일단 그 전보다 훨씬
See you in your Empress.
여성스러워졌어요. 너무 예쁘더라고요.
You know your
이쪽
Empress.
뭐라 그랬지? 네. 네. 점점 긴 머리가 개인적으로
How just fan service?
좋더라고요. 저는 기를 수가 없거든요. 귀찮아서. 저희 지금 이게 최대치거든요. 그래서 뭔가 대리만족하는 느낌으로 긴 머리가 굉장히 마음에 들었고요. 그 전에는 발톱에 빨간 매니큐어를 칠했던 게 페디큐어를 칠했던 게 기억이 났는데 이제 예쁜 구두를 신었어요. 네, 그런 것도 그렇고 그 에너지파 있잖아요. 그 구 같은 거 그것도 훨씬 커졌어요. 더 강해졌나 봐요.
Best energy.
네, 항상
Spectre
응원하겠습니다.
Tenebria's premium costume.
이 아이의 잔혹성을. 네. 이 대사 중에 좀 다중인격 같은 그런 대사들이 몇 개
Skin increases
있었어요.
her damage.
웃다가
Mentally.
갑자기 화가 나서 막 이를 갈다가 참다가
That's funnier.
그런 대사나 뭐 아무렇지 않게 여유롭게 얘기하다가 갑자기 막 광기 어린
Descending into madness.
느낌이라든지 그런 다중인격적인
The reason you
그런
didn't pull
대사가
for Summer
있어서
so scan was because
네.
of her extra attack.
이게 전부는 아니지. 날 좀 더 재밌게 해봐. 기분 나빠.
Hey, Raven.
네, 여러분. 월드 아레나에서 마스터 등급만
Finish the season at Master
달성하시면
they grow higher to get the free
스킨을 무료로
skin.
받을 수 있다고 합니다.
The video is almost over.
여러분,
This one is a lot
더
shorter.
앞으로도 재밌게 게임 많이 해주시고
Dana Evil
더
Lab.
많이 사랑해주시고 네, 스킨 많이 받아가세요. 감사합니다.
So it's free if you're like a master of the game. Next is Promise teaser. So we're so close to the song. Oh, this song is so good. Promise. Okay, we'll see the full thing. I think next. Performed by Ra'an. Here's. Ignore Beat the Heat. Ignore this. I think next comes Promise. Cover when? I haven't even heard the full song, sis. Second opening song of Epic 7. Wait, why is Mui here? Who's after Mui? Okay, after this is both of the Promisers. Okay, both Promisers.
Enough.
After Mui.
It's time to behave.
Like a ringmaster.
You wanted to
That's
see
so
me?
clever. A ringmaster character.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 에픽세븐의 뮤이 역을 맡은 성우 김하루라고 합니다. 반갑습니다.
The voice actor.
첫인상은 일단 시선을 끄는 복장을
He's
하고
also
있는 데다 손에 쥔
really
걸
is bad to
보시면
play.
kitchen 들고 있거든요.
Maria.
범상치 않구나. 이 소녀 뭔가 재밌겠다. 그런 생각을 했어요. 실제로 성격이 좀 뭔가
does someone use
자기중심적인
Maria?
것 같고요. 자기만의 세상 속에서 살아가는 그런 캐릭터.
I love that we're seeing like behind the
일단
scenes
첫 등장할
of the
때
artwork of voice
가장 많이
actors.
접하게 될 대사라고 할까요? 전 개인적으로 여러분들의 기억 속에 남았으면 해서 당신이 나를 보고 싶어 했다면서? 웃음은 없었어.
They're so talented.
웃음은 추가로. 굉장히 이 친구가 자신만만한 느낌을
Confidence is
잘 보여주는 대사가
exhibited. Are these like their
있거든요.
favorite lines?
누구 앞에서 까부는 거지? 그러니까 이런 대사가 있는데 강한 듯하면서도 나긋나긋한 듯하면서 굉장히 상대방을 이렇게 내리깔아보는 이 시선이 이 친구를 잘 표현하고
Encapsulates her
있는
personality.
대사가 아닌가 그런 생각이 들었습니다. 네, 에픽세븐을 사랑해주시는 많은 유저분들 이번에 또 이렇게 예쁜 캐릭터가 업데이트 된다고
pretty
하니까요.
character.
꼭 뽑으셔서 즐겁게 플레이 하셨으면 좋겠고요. 에픽세븐 많이 사랑해주세요.
So exciting. Oh,
감사합니다.
she's a moveset that's really broad. I see. Okay, promise. It's time, both of them. Where's promise? It's an animation too. Oh. Editing English. Big jump from the first opening. So true. What was the glitch? What was the glitch? The crowd cheering. Risk 3 crits or 2 advances. No, just lag. The chorus is so pretty. The transition. This singer is so talented. That's so pretty. Okay, next is the full song. Promise full version. It shows concept art to reality. That's such a clever way to make a video. The transition from like just a blank sheet of paper all the way to full animation. It's supposed to take it forever. I just know the story will make me cry so many times. It's fine. Is that blood raining? It was just concept grab. There's the rest. I'm really super ambitious. Voice is just so touching, right? It's like a song from the heart, but it's also like a voice for like everyone's heart who's felt similar before. This is the new animation. The clouds. I love that we see the full process. Truly the play the animation slogan. Absolutely. You can play this anime. Look at this concept art. Oh, the budget. It's the animations alone. I feel like animations and voice actors. You're so right. They're so real for this. I think it does set apart this game from other gachas because of its animation quality. The music is really good too. Slow-mo. It's had a fix Millie. Your full fan. Nice. Back to the chorus. Oh. I love the part where the music stops and the singers come in. This one is so different, I'm sure. Like after finishing more of the story. So all the cutscenes make sense. That was so pretty. It'd be amazing if Tamarin actually sang it. Imagine. Robin, it just... It's funny, epic cover event. Tamarin ate hard. Tamarin did eat, this is real. Wait, this is like a fan work contest. Onyx the back data. That's funnier. Anytime, anywhere. Show off your skin. Hey, up here, you have Astro 100. You're so exciting. Or that's so exciting for you. One of those good figures. Hard to be creative and not be cringe. You're with blues? I don't think so, Q. You can be creative and not cringe. Totally. From the depths of your heart, you can hear the demonic sound of some dude screaming. Really scuffed. Okay, so we're back to summer. The Holy Order of the Blue Cross and the Mysterious Island. The quality. It's like that one Jujutsu Kaisen scene. They're all just playing at the beach. The beach ball. The beach ball. Next is Sia Chatties.
Round and round. I want to save the world with the mercy of healing.
This is your favorite summer of it? Really? I love that the floaty has a cute little bow tie. It's so sweet. Mysterious Island. This is Holiday Euphein preview.
A meat and seafood buffet? I won't say no to this.
바캉스 유피네가 활약할
food
특별
animation.
아니언 서브스토리 푸른 성
The
십자회와
food animation
이상한서는
quality.
아직 유피네가 샬롯과 함께 에우레카로 떠나기 전의
You like
이야기입니다.
metal music?
한여름의 레인가르에서 열린 제7회
totally real
비치
of you.
발리볼 최강자전에서 우승한 유피네는 상품 후
limited.
한 휴양지의 숙박권과 식권
This is a
50장을 받게
limited
됩니다.
character.
좋아하는 사람들과 함께 휴가를 가고 싶었던 유피네는 마침 휴가지를 찾고 있던 푸른 성
You've been
십자회와 동반 여행을 떠나게 됩니다. 식권이 몽땅 사라질 때까지 휴양지의 음식을 점령하겠다는 포부를 품고 있었지만 섬의 미스터리한 사건에
Discover the food and
휘말리면서
tell me what
휴가를
I've
편안히 즐기진 못할 것 같습니다.
That's so real.
발랄하고 낙천적이고 식탐이 많고 사람을 잘 따라요. 한마디로 비글? 여기도 저기도 온통 맛있는 것뿐이야. 이러고 있을 때가 아니지. 빨리 가서 줄 서야지. 이런 대사가 있었고요. 굉장히 마음에 와닿는 대사였고, 그리고 해변가의 음식은 누가 와서 먹나요? 바로 내가 먹지. 이런 게 있었어요.
에우레카에서 온 어린 용인 유피네는 발랄하고 긍정적이며 사람을 좋아하고 잘 따릅니다. 그래서 이번 휴가 동안에 수녀님들과 놀 생각에 아주 신나했어요. 불미의 사건으로 기억을 잃은 지금은 궁금한 것이 너무 많아서 종종 사고를 치기도 하지만 그럼에도 불구하고 미워할 수 없는 귀여운 팀장입니다. 바캉스 유피네는 유피네의 귀여움과 자식과 이미지를 스펙 컨셉에서 표현하고 있습니다. 볼륨감 있는 건강한 몸매를 기본으로 음식을 대하는 귀여운 이미지를 강조하기 위해서 롱 헤어의 경단머리, 천진난만한 얼굴을 표현해보았습니다. 기존 유피네는 푸른 컬러지만 귀여우면서도 새로운 느낌을 주기 위해 분홍색 계열을 사용하였으며 수영복에서도 무늬나 풀 같은 요소를 넣었습니다.
여러분 더우시죠? 정말 해가 쨍쨍 이렇게 더운 날 바캉스 유피네 꼭 기다려주시고 꼭 많이 뽑아주시길 바랍니다.
Nice, nice. Okay, let's move to new hero preview. Prior Witch Hysteria.
There was a time I was known as the Knight of White Flowers, the Keeper of Oats. But now I am cursed. I'm at my limit. I will end everything.
Immortal Saranacames.
한 왕국에 대기근이 들었습니다. 대사제가 기근의 원인을 검은 마녀 때문이라고 하자 왕은 이세리아를 기사단장으로 임명해 원정대로 파견합니다. 이세리아는 마녀를 쓰러뜨리는 데 성공하지만 그 이후 창난 증상을 겪게 되는데요. 마녀의 저주에 걸렸다는 것을 알게 된 그녀는 불명예스러운 삶을 사느니 자결하고 졌지만 그마저도 저주 때문에 실패합니다. 이후 원정대의 공을 취하하는 연회에 참석한 이세리아는 갑자기 마녀가 만든 괴물이 급습하자 사람들을 보호하며 처리하게 되는데 한참을 싸우고 난 후 자신이 창난에 빠져 괴물이 아닌 자신의 친구, 연인, 동료를 배웠음을 알게 됩니다. 그 뒤 누구와도 마주치지 않을 마녀의 성으로 도망친 잿빛 숲의 이세리아는 자신의 심장에 칼을 꽂아줄 수 있는 이가 찾아와 주기를 기다리고 있습니다.
She waits for anyone to put a sword through her
잿빛
heart.
숲의 이세리아는 암속성 5등급 사수입니다. 사수 중에서는 기본 공격력이 높은 편이며 각의 집중으로 공격력을 더욱 끌어올릴 수 있습니다. 이 스킬, 마녀의 저주는 패시브 스킬입니다. 자신의 명중이 최대 35% 증가합니다. 만약 공격이 빗나가지 않고 명중했다면 대상에게 추가 피해를 발생시킵니다. 이때 추가 피해는 자신의 공격력에 비례해 증가합니다. 3스킬 저주받은 가시는 저주받은 가시덤불로 적 전체를 공격하여 강한 거를 전부 해제하고 최대 85% 확률로 리턴단 공격력 감소와 강화 불가를 발생시킵니다. 공격이 빗나가지 않는다면 이 스킬의 효과로 적 전체에 추가 피해를 입힐 수 있습니다. 소울 10개로 피해량을 대폭 증가시킬 수도 있습니다.
Prior Witch is just like the super meta.
일 스킬 낙화는 검을 날려보내 대상을 공격하여 최대 75% 확률로 1턴간 방어력 감소를 발생시킵니다. 이 공격 역시 빗나가지 않고 명중한다면 추가 피해를 입힐 수 있습니다. 잿빛 숲의 이세리아는 명중을 올려 자신의 공격이 빗나갈 확률을 줄이고 추가 피해로 큰 피해를 입힐 수 있는 영웅입니다. 재앙을 불러오는 가시덤불의 마녀 잿빛 숲의 이세리아는 8월 6일부터 만나실 수 있습니다. 오늘도 구독과 좋아요 잊지 마세요. 고맙습니다.
That's the vibe I'm getting. And we're still in like a lot of the older characters too. Been pulled for her yet? Soon. We don't have good gear for this goddess.
You're going to get better.
There's a compilation of everything. Still warming the bench.
Will you
It really
please become my doll?
Soon, Q.
I'll make you so pretty. Shut up.
What is
You're
this?
going to be my own little doll.
Voice acting.
I was just
Filmmaker
thinking I didn't
Phora
have
Whirled.
enough dolls.
This is the 3-star. Scanner. Phora Whirled.
저택에서 벗어나 자유를 얻은 벤시 5짬에
Where's
인형이
this?
가득한 곳에서 인형놀이나 하며 살고 싶은
Is this
퍼로라이즈는
a Moonlight
예쁜 인간을
3-star?
볼 때마다 예쁘게 꾸며줄 테니 내 인형이 되달라며 접근합니다. 그러던 어느 날 호문클루스에 대한 이야기를 들은 퍼로라이즈는 말 잘 듣는 인형을 직접
Those
만들고
pearls glow
싶어
off.
호문클루스의 정보에 집착하게 되는데요. 웬 이상한 소녀가
Do you want your own
호문클루스에 대해
homunculi?
듣고 다닌다는 소문이 퍼지자 장미의 사도회가 이를 조사하기
For
시작하며
Archie
이야기가
Punks? Big
시작됩니다.
love.
인형 제작가 퍼로라이즈는 전직 시 삼색종
Stuns enemies.
악몽이 끝없는 악몽으로
Just extra sleeve
강화됩니다.
damage.
끝없는 악몽은 적을 공격하여 1턴간 기절을 발생시키는데요. 대상이 수면 상태였다면 2턴간 방어력 감소를
She's an Earth
발생시키고
3-star
최대
evolution.
생명력의 30%만큼 추가
Wow.
피해를
Oh,
발생시킵니다.
specialty change.
수로번 사용 시 피해량이 증가합니다.
Switchers to decrease
또한
defense.
전직 시 스킬 AI가 변경됩니다.
Who at 2 a.m.
수면을
talking to the
먼저 발생시킬 수
voices?
있도록 이 스킬 최면부터 사용하며 끝없는 악몽도 수면 대상을 우선하여
So give some new
공격하도록
animation
변경됩니다.
too.
먼저 능력 치료론입니다.
Runes.
건강의 론. 생명력이
Skill
최대
trees.
20% 증가합니다.
The
미지의 론.
grinding.
효과 적중이 최대 15% 증가합니다. 성취의 론. 아군 전체 효과 적중이 최대 5% 증가합니다. 암석의 론. 피격 시 20% 확률로 받는 피해가 최대 30% 감소합니다.
Decreases
다음은
damage
스킬 론입니다.
received.
결실의 론.
Very few
이
characters
스킬
can evolve.
최면의 수면 발생 확률이
Specialty
최대
changes.
30%
So sort of like
증가합니다.
the
스킬 강화까지
Star Rail
하면 적
main
전체를
character
대상으로
and
최대
Withering
80%
Waves.
확률로 수면을 발생시킬 수 있습니다. 질병의 론.
Skill
최면
trees
사용
couldn't
시
do to buy
최대
any.
20% 확률로 수면 지속턴이
That's so funny.
감소됩니다.
You know, who doesn't love a good skill
최면 사용
tree?
시 최대 50% 확률로
Totally.
대상에게 2턴간 속도 감소를 발생시킵니다. 소화계 론. 최면 사용 시 자신의 행동 게이지가 최대 30% 증가합니다.
Increases readiness.
최면 이후 끝없는 악몽을
Arena
빠르게 사용할 수
defense
있도록 자신의 행동 게이지를
Defense ignore when.
줄여주고 적은 속도 감소와 수면 지속턴을 돌려 해제를 늦출 수 있습니다.
Makes them sleep
고독의
longer.
론. 끝없는 악몽 사용 시 최대 30% 확률로 최면의 스킬 쿨타임이 1턴 감소됩니다. 용기의 론. 1스킬 혼란의 일격의 명중 감소 발생
It's like an additional skill tree for
5%
character.
증가합니다. 스킬 강화까지 하면
Really?
최대 55% 확률로 발생시킬 수 있습니다.
So the character just gets like a double stats.
적 전체의 수면을 발생시켜 행동을 제어하고 적 최대 생명력에 비례해
Like
피해를
double
입히는
skill trees.
영웅입니다.
Just
꿈을
for
위해
evolve 3
무엇을 하는
stars.
광기의 벤시. 인형 제작가 퍼로라이즈는 8월 6일부터 전직할 수 있습니다. 고맙습니다.
You love Wanda. It's Cho. I've seen this name in chat so much today. Oh, Cho. A child raised by a Matsuin couple.
Anytime if you need my help. But of course, I don't work for
So
free.
cute, dear. 2 out of 5 Banshee sisters get us here.
15년 전
Running from
스윈
Misty
탐색대는
Chains.
윈텐베르크와 레펀더스 국경의 설산에서 한 갓난아이를 구조합니다. 가까스로 목숨을 구한 아이는 쥐수인 부부에게 입양되었고
child
탐색대
was
마을의
adopted.
유일한 인간 소녀로 자라게 되는데요. 슈는 자신이 다른
The only
이들처럼
human in a
수인이
rat
아니라는
village.
사실을 알아채지만 이를 인정하지 않고 억지로 수인처럼 행동합니다. 어느 날
I love the
큰
mouse
덩치
aesthetic.
때문에 무리와 어울리지 못하던 전박이지
The most
크림을
wholesome
도와준
character
일을
in the
계기로
game.
남들과 다르다는 건 큰 문제가 되지 않는다는 사실을 깨닫게 되고 이후 둘은 가장 친한 친구가 됩니다.
We're best
그리고
of friends
현재는
with
크림의
this
부탁으로
giant
부모를
mouse.
잃은 어린 전박이쥐 빵을 임시 보호하며 자신이 받은 만큼 아낌없는 사랑을 주려고 합니다.
The one that's on your head.
슈는 냉기 속성 5등급 전사입니다. 생명력이 매우 높은 편입니다. 기억 각인으로 아군의 효과 저항을 올리거나 기억 집중으로 자신의 치명 확률을 보완할 수 있습니다. 3스킬 도와줘 크림은 적 전체를 얼려버린 후 크림을 불러 공격합니다. 아군 전체에게 2턴간 치명저항 증가를 발생시키고 자신에게 2턴간 면역을 발생시킵니다. 자신의 최대 생명력에 비해 피해량이 증가합니다. 치명저항 증가는 치명타에 피격될 확률을 50% 감소시키므로 자신을 포함한 아군이 생존하는 데 큰 도움이 됩니다. 2스킬 휘리릭은 창을 마구 휘둘러 적을 공격합니다. 대상의 방어력을 30% 관통합니다. 집중이 5개일 경우 모두 소모하여 추가로 20% 관통하고 휘리릭의 쿨타임이 초기화됩니다. 3스킬과 마찬가지로 자신의 최대 생명력에 비례해 피해량이 증가합니다. 또한 소울 10개로 피해량을 증가시킬 수도 있습니다. 1스킬 내려찍기는 창으로 적을 공격한 후 자신의 행동 게이지를 최대 20% 증가시킵니다. 역시 자신의 최대 생명력에 비례해 피해량이 증가합니다.
So if you have a high max HP, it increases damage to. She's deadly in PvP.
증가합니다. 또한 피격 시 치명타가 발생하지 않았다면 행동 게이지가 최대 16% 증가합니다. 한 턴에 한 번만 발생합니다. 수인이 되고 싶은 귀여운 인간 소녀 슈는 8월 27일부터 만나실 수 있습니다. 오늘도 구독과 좋아요 잊지 마세요. 고맙습니다.
You've yet to get our PvP ready. As wholesome as Olyncia. Change your mind. Are you in this again? After school party? She's not wearing her glasses? Is this the student from like the other world? It was like the father was yeeted by the eye creatures. A schoolgirl from another world. She only has 17k HP because her accessories roll into defense. Really? The one who got isekai'd in the little drone too. 2-year anniversary. Special archives. Let's take a timeline again. Hey, good cheerio. She and Tamrunner from Our Earth. So that's why Tamrun has like all like the microphone and other technology. That makes sense. That's so interesting. Does that mean any one of us could be isekai? 6 million? 6 million? That's so many downloads. That's huge. That's huge. Some more stats. Top 10 in the App Store. This game really seems to have popped off. Was this one of the original Gacha games? I know Hoyo had a few. There was GGZ, Nihongai Impact. And was it this? Tamron and Yuna are besties from another world. And they were roommates. Equipment converted. So many guild wars. And the team winners were featured. So many stats. First, Luna most summoned. They're huge numbers. I don't even want to think about how big the numbers are now. Like 4 years after this. Seaside Luna. Wonder how they count those. Maybe it's like automated or something. Thank you, video. Let's move forward together. You never got her? Rip, sis. Rip. Oh. It's like during the pandemic and everything. It's still possible to share your thoughts and feelings. Why is this? It feels so wholesome. Innermost Summon. Her Moonlight version makes Epic 7 top 20 on revenue. Best character for real. Wow. How many hours? 107 or 17,520 hours. Oh, that's so sweet. Look at her from the selector if you can pick her. Nice, nice. Okay, next is episode 3 here. Heir of the Covenant. Oh, that's right, these are the chapter names. Third story. Oh, there's Simona. I love the other new characters we've met so far. You're so curious about the 10-year plan. They have a 10-year plan. What will it be like in 10 years? I wonder. Him of a Wailing Tundra?
에피소드 설원에 울리는 창가는 많은 계승자분들께서 예상하셨던 것처럼
I wonder how many. Do they have any other continents left to discover?
에피소드 2 신을 죽인 자의 퀘스트를 모두 완료하신 계승자님께서는 별도의 조건 없이 에우레카로 떠나실
Look at
수
these
있습니다.
animations.
이곳이 바로 에우레카입니다. 그동안 보셨던 지도들과는 조금 다르게 생겼죠? 에픽
Of 5
세븐의 이야기를
continents so far.
사랑해주셨던 계승자님들께 에우레카라는 이름은 아마 낯설지 않을 것이라 생각합니다. 용족과 기나긴 싸움을 펼쳐온 용기사들의 이야기나 사라진
I
국왕을
wonder just how much
찾는
bigger it could be.
넷번더스의 이야기,
Will there be other
또는
planets?
적재물을 자동운영
Other
플로의
continents?
이야기 등
I have a feeling a new one will show up after episode
한
5.
번쯤은 스토리에서
Or a new
들어보셨을
world.
거예요.
Because of how much like time travel they do, and how many different worlds their characters come from, I could totally see like a new world or something.
과거의 이야기들을 직접 플레이하시면서 확인하고 과거의
Or even a new timeline.
영웅들의 모습도 만나보실 수 있습니다. 보시는 것처럼 챕터마다 색상과 문양이 표시되어 있는데요. 이것은
That's so
이 지역이
exciting.
어떤 세력의
I think this is a longer introduction, but that's so huge. It might have some spoilers. So let's look at the PV. I'll set out promptly, but it's necessary to remind you of your duty to stretch. I'll take a big stretch. Big stretch. Oh. Perfect. Remember to stretch, everybody. What comes next? Last Rider Crowd.
Crowd, code number 00. Standing by. All systems online.
A motorcycle.
I'll
love
show
this.
you how I
I
do
love this man's design. You have him.
라스트라이더 크라운은 기계화 제국 타라노르에서 성공 확률이 낮은 특수 임무를 담당하는 7반의 지휘관입니다.
Look at
그리고
this.
과학기술국에서 복원한 로스
An heir to
테크놀로지
Siegfried.
경비 신수 지크프리드의 계승자이기도
This is
합니다.
Moonlight Crowd.
과거 타라노르 서부에서 생겨난 반란 단체 호문클루스를 진압하기 위해
Special Force
7반의
Team
인원과
7.
노력하지만 흩어진 상태에서
Is it because
EMP
of
공격을
Epic
당해
7?
장비가 전부 고장나게 됩니다. 반란 단체의 대장 프리드리히는 크라우와 똑같은 복장으로 위장하여 부대원들을
impersonated
공격했고
Crow.
결국 크라우는 모든 부하들을 잃고 맙니다. 가까스로 프리드리히를 쓰러뜨리고
Crow's horse
그가
looks
발견한
different.
것은 세계를 무너뜨리기 위해 만든
That's so funny.
안드로이드 세크레트였는데요. 그 임무 이후 절대로 투구를 쓰지 않고 1인 부대로 지내지만
Crow now works
자신의 주인을
alone.
인식한 세크레트를 떠맡게 됩니다. 처음에는 동료들이 죽게 된
Secret
원인을
fellows?
세크레트로 여기며 혐오하고 원망하지만
Episode
점차
3
인간의
is all about
감정과
magic knights,
개념을
dragons,
배워가는
monster
그녀의
slayers,
모습을
and
보며 서서히
rebel
동료로 받아들이게
life.
됩니다.
I see.
라스트라이더 크라운은 광속성 5등급 기사입니다. 전반적으로 무난한 능력치를
Light
가지고 있고
elemental.
생명력과 방어력이 높은 편인데요.
You're
각인
Pisces.
해방으로 아군의 치명 확률을 보완하거나 각인 집중으로 자신의
I
생명력을
think I'm a
강화할 수 있습니다.
Pisces. I have to go look at the dates again.
3스킬 기동병기 지크프리드입니다. 지크프리드를 소환하여 적 전체를 공격한 후 아군 전체에게 2턴간 면역을 발산시킵니다. 방어력을 관통하며 치명타가 발생하지 않습니다.
I scoffed. Thanks for stopping
자신의 최대
by.
생명력에 비례해 피해량이 증가하는데요. 이 스킬은 사용할 때마다 피해량이 증가하며 최대 3회
Can stack up to
중첩됩니다.
3
소울
times.
10개로 3스킬의 쿨타임을 2턴 감소시킬 수도 있습니다. 이 스킬 코드 넘버 더블로 전체 공격 피격 후 스킬 쿨타임이 1턴 감소하고 아군 전체에게 1턴간 보호막을 발생시킵니다. 보호막은 자신의 최대 생명력에 비례해 증가합니다. 보호막 효과는 한 턴에 한 번만 발생합니다. 1스킬 처단입니다. 검기로 적을 공격한 후 자신에게 1턴간 속도 증가를 발생시킵니다. 1스킬 역시 자신의 최대 생명력에 비례해 피해량이 증가합니다. 라스트라이더 크라운은 아군 전체에 면역과 보호막을 발생시켜 보호할 뿐만 아니라 3스킬을 자주 발동시켜 전체 피해를 입힐 수 있는
I feel like Crowd is everything we heal.
라스트라이더 크라운은
74k damage against a wyvern.
고맙습니다.
It's good for Cloud. He's out here flexing in chat. 74,000 anything. Feels like so much. Second anniversary gift. 5-star summoner. Chloe's your Wyvern Slayer. 5-star summon guaranteed. Play the anime. This one's really quiet. I think we've seen this already. Yeah, this is just an updated version. Okay. You've secret built so you rarely use Chloe. She's incredibly fine. The E7 ad. That's the one. We've never seen this game before. You play anime. That's funny. It does have the song though too. The only advertisement you never skip. I'm so excited to learn the story and meet all the characters. Leaves under the light of the full moon. I love this song. There's just an army outside. Landy preview.
Let me show you my secret weapon.
Oh, it's like a Noah from Nikkei. With your shield.
I'm Landy, Felicia's chief of police. If you notice anyone suspicious or have a lead for me, don't hesitate to let me know.
안녕하세요. 이번에 에픽7에서 랑디 역할을 맡게 된 투니버스 성우
I wonder if any of these voice actors are in Project Moon.
얼굴은 귀여운데 굉장히 갖고 있는 어떤 외적인 모습들이 되게 멋있고 좀 화려하다고 생각했고 성격적으로는 뭔가 좀 깐깐하면서도 뭔가 원리원칙적인 그런 성격으로 보였어요. 네, 제가 그래서 많은 대사 중에서 골라보았습니다. 제가 한번 해볼게요.
폴리티아의 경찰청장 랑디라고 한다.
That's the gun.
이상한 사람을 발견하거나 범죄에 관련한 정보를 얻으면 바로 연락하도록.
네, 정말 많이 기다리셨죠.
I won't lie, this was kind of the last thing I expected from Epic 7.
I
think Crowd does count. I think you're right.
앞으로 많이 기대해 주시고
So many
많이
Robo
사랑해 주세요.
characters.
감사합니다.
폴리티아의 경찰청장 랑디는 도시의 이익과 질서를 위해 고군분투하는 원리원칙 주의자입니다. 자동인형인 그녀는 꽤 오래전 만들어진 구형 모델이지만 부품 교체를 하지 않고 있는데요. 후속 모델인 플랑을 동생처럼 생각하다 보니 플랑보다 구형 모델인 편이 인간들이 말하는 자매의 형태에 더 걸맞다고 생각하기 때문입니다. 구형 모델이라 내구성은 최신형보다 좋지만 기능적으로 약간 뒤떨어져 유능한 동생에게 살짝 밀린다는 느낌을 지니고 있습니다. 외부인에 대한 분위기가 지금보다 좋던 시절에 만들어져 비시민에게도 비교적 친절한 편이며 법과 규칙을 사수하는 것을 가장 중요한 철칙으로 생각합니다. 랑디는 자연속성 5등급 사수입니다. 사수 중에서는 공격력과 생명력이 높은 편입니다. 각인 해방으로 아군의 효과정을 올려주거나 각인 집중으로 자신의 공격력을 더욱 강화할 수 있는 것이 특징입니다. 3스킬 전탄 포격입니다.
Sounds
포격으로 적
weird.
전체를 공격하고 자신에게
Extra speed.
2턴간 속도 증가를 발생시킵니다. 투지가 최대라면
Mystical
모두 소모하여
can't trigger
피해량을
counterattacks.
증가시키고 아군 전체 행동 게이지를 15% 증가시킵니다. 이 공격으로는 반격이 발생하지 않습니다. 소울 10개로 피해량을 더욱 증가시킬 수도 있습니다.
Should we get started?
2스킬 경찰청장 참전입니다. 공격 후 자신의 공격력이 최대 10%
Takes 10
증가합니다.
fighting spirit for each
해당
buff
효과는
granted to an
최대
enemy.
5회까지 중첩되는데요. 턴 시작 시 적 전체의 강화 효과 수에 10만큼 투지를 획득하며 투지가 최대라면 스킬 쿨타임이 초기화됩니다.
Heavily buffed
첫 전투
enemies.
시작 시 투지를 50 획득합니다.
Land is perfect.
1스킬 격발입니다. 사격으로 적을 공격하고 자신의 행동 게이지를 최대 15% 증가시킵니다. 대상이 강화 효과 상태라면 효과가 2배로 증가합니다.
I feel like a lot of this is just flying over my head.
랑디의
At this
아트팩트
point.
질서의 방벽입니다. 턴 시작 시 적 전체의 강화 효과 수에 최대 8%
It's
확률로
nice to know there are so many good
자신에게
characters
1턴간
in the game.
공격력 증가 대를 발생시킵니다. 전체 공격 후 자신의 행동 게이지가 10% 증가합니다. 추가 공격, 반격, 협공 시에는 발동하지 않습니다. 랑디는 적이 강화 효과를 자주 발생시키는 조합일수록 강력한 면모를 보여줄 수 있는 영웅인데요. 아티팩트 질서의 방벽과 함께 9월 24일부터 10월 8일까지 한정 소환으로 만나실 수 있습니다. 도시 질서를 지키는 폴리티아의 경찰청장 랑디, 많이 사랑해주세요. 고맙습니다.
So who's next? You have Commander
What's
Leica
up, y'all? It's your
in the
boy
light
Mashu,
version.
back at it again with another hero dive
Your
video
boy
where
Mashu.
we dive deep to see how
Hey,
to utilize
Mashu.
a hero to their max potential. Up on the chopping block today, we have Briar Witch Iceria.
Oh, it's like a max building. I think I'll skip this, but I'll probably watch these some other day. She still has one of the most hard-hitting AoE in the game. Both versions. Really? Okay, I think we could go through a few more PVs. We're like halfway through. So maybe we'll finish a few more and then like save the rest for another day. Since there are 6 years worth of videos to get through. Join the Full Moon Festival. Don't worry about the creepy people outside the city. Just celebrate the festival. Our Valen preview. Brinus? Or Brinus?
Do you feel
Never will be
humiliated?
playable. Oh, it's our Valen.
Tell me what you desire, and I will give it to you. In return,
Damon
you will
Mills.
become my sword,
I think this is-
unquestioning and unyielding.
I think this is Mahito's voice actor. Mahito's English voice actor.
에르발레는 레펀더스의 전왕 타르만이
They're
늙음하게 들린
assassin.
애첩 카멜리아의 아들입니다.
Ervalin the
카멜리아는
noble
언제나
fencer.
자신이 버림받을까 전전긍긍했고
Ervalin reminds me a little bit of
아들을
like
이용해 자신의
Sync
위치를
Dawn,
공고히하고자 노력했는데요.
Sync Association from
그녀는 학대에
this
가까울
company.
정도로 아들을 몰아붙였고 그 장면을 어린
Manipulative
슈니엘이
king.
우연히 목격합니다. 슈니엘은 에르발렌을 구해달라 간청했는데 마침 카멜리아와 에르발렌이 슈니엘의 자리를 위협할까 걱정했던 공주들이 이를 트집잡고
It's also sort of like Young
카멜리아를
Dimitri or
내쫓게
something
됩니다.
from Fire
이후
Emblem.
어머니가 절망에 휩싸여 목숨을 끊었다는 사실을 알게 된 에르발렌은 학대 사실을 자신이 알렸다 말하며 지켜주겠다는 슈니엘에게 복수를 다짐합니다. 처음에는 왕자를 뺏고자 했지만 슈니엘이 권력욕이 전혀 없음을 알게 되자 자신은 어떻게 되어도 상관없지만 주변이 상처받거나 피해 있는 것을 두려워하는 슈니엘의 약점을 파악한 뒤 이를 이용해 복수할 계획을 세우게 됩니다.
I thought Ervalin was a girl.
에르발렌은 자연 속성 5등급
5-star
도적입니다.
Earth Elemental Thief.
공격력과 생명력이 높은 편인데요. 각인 해방으로 아군의 생명력을 올려주거나 각인 집중으로 자신의 치명 확률을 강화할 수
Increase the
있습니다.
health of allies.
3스킬 왕위 계승입니다. 검으로 적을 공격하고 자신에게 2턴간 반격과 보호막을 발생시킵니다. 대상의 최대 생명력이 자신의 최대 생명력보다 높을수록 피해량이 증가하며 최대 60%까지 증가합니다. 보호막은 자신의 공격력에 비례해 증가합니다. 소울 20개를 사용하면 왕위 계승의 강화 효과를 1턴 연장하고 추가 턴이 발생합니다.
There's so many voice actors I've recognized. Like out of the credits.
And never get back on your feet.
It's surviving against Cecilia.
2스킬 증오의 검은 연속으로 적을 공격하고 자신에게 1턴간 면역을 발생시킵니다. 대상의 최대 생명력이 자신의 최대 생명력보다 높을수록 자신의 행동 게이지가 증가하며 최대 30%까지 증가합니다. 1스킬 복수입니다. 빠르게 적을 공격하고 최대 50% 확률로
I feel like so many characters we've seen are defense decreasers or defense
에르발란의
debuffers.
아티팩트 양날검 디크레센트입니다. 단일 공격 후 자신의 공격력을 최대 10% 증가시키고
attacking with single
대상에게
attacks
최대
increases
30%
caster's
확률로
attack.
1턴간 침묵을 발생시킵니다.
Or the chance to
공격력
silence.
증가 효과는 최대 3회 중첩됩니다. 모두에게 인정받고자 하는 레펀더스
That's so
왕실의
much
서자
silencing.
에르발레는 10월
He's
15일부터
absolutely
만나실 수
broken.
있습니다. 고맙습니다.
Like Angelica, really? Next is top model Luca.
This is just perfect! I've been waiting to try out these new clothes! Oh my gosh, did you want my auto... Wait, there's
This is so
something on my
funny.
clothes? No! I just bought these!
It's like you're modeling, but you're also fighting. That's so funny. You model by
외우주의 어떤 세계
launching explosions of
채공자의
people.
능력을 극한까지 끌어낼 수 있는 슈트를 만드는 디자이너와
뭐가?
그의 옷을 소화하는 모델은 우주적
Is this
부와
like
권력을
루루카?
손에 넣을 수 있다고 하는데요. 루루카는 자신의 모델을 찾던 떠돌이 디자이너
a lot of
릴리벳의
Moonlight
권유로
Heroes.
모델의 길에 입성합니다. 이후 우주 제1의 디자이너인 스트라저스가 야망을 이루기 위해 자신의 고향을 파괴했으며
hover too.
자신의 친구이자 전직 탑 모델인 로엔나를 이용하려 한다는 사실을 알게 되고 오르비스 패션위크에 참여해 스트라저스의 계획을 막고
Join the
로엔나의
Orbis
행방을
Fashion Week.
알아내려 합니다. 최강 모델 루루카는
I see, fashion
암습성
isn't to be trifled
마도사입니다.
with.
마도사 중에서 속도가 빠른 편이고 치명 확률이 높아 공격적으로 아이템을 세팅할 때 유용합니다.
Sagittarius.
또한 각의 집중으로
Model that can
자신의
travel through
공격력을
space
더욱
and
강화할 수
annihilate any
있습니다.
enemy immediately. That's the secret power of every model.
승리의 포즈는
That's just how it
슈트임을
is.
발현하여 아군 전체의
He's
행동
still enough.
게이지를 최대 15%
20 plus
증가시킵니다.
speeds up for her.
자신에게 2턴간
So
공격력 증가를
cute.
발생시킵니다.
You can do
또한
this.
자신에게 추가 턴이 발생합니다. 3스킬 박살은 우주 공간을 뛰어넘어
Transcends
차원 에너지로
space to
적을
attack the
공격하며
enemy.
자신에게 2턴간 은신을 발생시킵니다. 적 처치 시 소멸시키고 자신의 스킬 쿨타임이 1턴
Inflict
감소합니다.
extinction.
자신의 속도에 비례해 피해량이 증가합니다.
That sounds so scary.
1스킬 에너지 폭발은 슈트 에너지로 적을 공격합니다. 자신의 턴의 사용 시 40% 확률로 동일한 추가 공격이 발생합니다.
Turns you to dust by using
대상이
the
엘리트,
fabulousness of
보스가 아닐 경우
clothes as a source of
필드 역할을
power.
표시합니다. 소울 10개 사용
Yeah,
시
exactly.
추가 공격 발생 확률이
Exactly.
100%가 됩니다. 우주와 친구를 위해 싸우는 말괄량이 모델 최강 모델
It's like when you're rocking your fit so much that it like debuffs people. I take damage because of how good you look. Honestly, goals. Discover the secret behind the festival. I think this is secretly the same trailer. Okay, next is Faithless Lytica. Victorious Night Skin.
Your enthusiasm is
I think we've seen Faithless Lytica earlier.
I knew it would turn out this way.
Oh, it's a
but it looks
skin.
like they didn't.
You have a banner.
안녕하세요, 계승자 여러분들. 저는 에픽7 불신자 리디카를 맡은 성우유리입니다. 반갑습니다. 일단 저는 리디카의
Okay, Lytica's
성격과는
premium
달라서
costume,
직설적으로 말을
paid
하지 못해요.
costume.
조심해, 조용히 해, 귀찮아, 아 짜증나 이런 말 못하는데 우리 리디카는 다 말합니다. 그래서 리디카를 연기할 때마다 뭔가 또 하나의 저의 자아를 만난 것처럼 대리만족을 느낄 수 있는 시원시원한 그런
It
이미지였어요.
must be so fun, no?
어차피 질
Like
거 왜
acting as someone who's
덤볐어?
very different from you.
상으로 잔뜩 때려줄게.
Only PvP gods can get this a
너무
year
멋지지 않나요?
earlier.
계승자분들
Wow.
많이 기다리셨습니다. 우리 츤데레
because it's free
리디카가
if you're like
또
good at PvP.
한층 업그레이드된 모습으로 여러분들과 함께 전장을 누빌 텐데요. 과연 우리 예쁘지만
Pretty
또
but also tough
터프하고
and cool.
시원시원한 리디카 어떤 모습으로 바뀌었을지 여러분 곧 개봉박두 기대해 주세요.
So exciting. Nice, nice. Pretty much anyone who has their belt gets this again. This is Blood and Roses. Look at this PV. Is this a Moonlight and regular? It's like the altars are fighting each other. First Scrub's like, you have to wait a year and buy it with 110 seconds. Doris.
With the fruits of my studies,
Magic Scholar.
everyone, I can finally stand on my own.
Oh no, 3-star? A 3-star outfit? Health plus additional
레인갈의 마법
effective.
연구부에서 아버지가 남긴 가문의 책을 해석하던 도리스.
And this is an
타라노의 한
evolution.
마법 연구소가
Hey,
아버지의
Inva.
연구와 관련이 있음을 알게 되자 호위 기사인 아로엘의 만류에도 조사에 참여합니다.
Doris
그렇게
specialty
연구소를
change.
조사하며 문제를 해결한 끝에 돌아가신 아버지 연구를 이어받아 마법학자가 되는 도리스의 이야기.
It's
도리스
so nice that they
50레벨을 달성하면 전직
they give
퀘스트를 통해
attention to the
만나실
3
수 있습니다.
stars. I feel like a lot of games just forget about them.
마법학자 도리스로 전직하게 되면
Like Arcanines gives a few of them
빛의 장막이
altars.
태초의 빛으로 강화됩니다.
It seems like I think like Epic 7 pays a lot of
아군 대상의
attention.
약효과를 한개 해제한 후
But like every other game,
행동 게이지를
the R's,
50%
the 3 stars,
회복량은
kind of left
대상의
behind.
최대 생명력에 비례해 증가합니다.
Spermatolytica quite literally uses clothes as a source of power.
약효과를 먼저 해제한 후 생명력을 회복시킬 수 있고 아군 대상의 행동 게이지를 증가시킬 수 있습니다. 먼저 능력치를 향상시키는 룰입니다. 신앙의 룰,
The new skill
속도가
tree.
최대 5 증가합니다.
The new skill tree.
생명력이 최대 10% 증가합니다.
How long does it take to fill out a skill tree?
효과
I
저항이
wonder.
최대 25% 증가합니다. 번영의 룬, 아군 전체의 효과 저항을 최대 5% 증가시킵니다. 다음은 스킬을 강화시키는 룬입니다. 소호의 룬,
Tax with light
1스킬,
energy.
마력탄의 명중 감소 발생 확률이 최대 5% 증가합니다.
Okay, let's watch a little more.
스킬 강화 시 최대 80% 확률로 명중 감소를 발생시킬 수 있습니다.
Witness my power.
희생의 룬, 마력탄 사용 후 최대 100% 확률로 자신의 행동 게이지가 5% 증가합니다. 관대의 룬, 3스킬, 태초의 빛 사용 시 최대 100% 확률로 아군
Hey,
대상의
you
약할까를
say
한 개
Epic
추가로
7.
해제합니다. 이제 3스킬로 아군 대상의
What's better?
약할까를 2개 해제할 수
The
있습니다.
direct. Gotta farm
다음은
those
추가 효과를
runes.
부여하는 룬입니다.
How long?
고독의
3 to 4 hours?
암속성
If you
대상에게
have enough stamina
피격고 아군
for
전체의
farming?
생명력을 최대 2% 회복시킵니다.
Es lo mejor.
암속성
It's the
대상에게
best.
피격고 아군 전체의
It
최대
is the
10%
best.
확률로 1턴간 방어력
Claro,
증가를
claro.
발생시킵니다. 수학의 룬, 암속성 대상에게 치명타 피격 시 최대 100% 확률로 받는 피해량이 30%
Decrease damage from
감소합니다.
critical.
피해 감소 효과는 중복 시 가장 높은 효과만 적용됩니다. 마법학자 도리스는 광속성 영웅으로 암속성 영웅의
The
공격을
3-star
우선하여
tank.
탱킹할 수 있으므로 룬 효과로 자신이 입는 피해량을 줄이고 자신을 포함한 아군의 생존력을 보완할 수 있습니다. 가문의 연구를 이어가는 호기심 강한 아가씨.
I feel like
마법학자
Doris is very
도리스는
like
10월
atelier.
29일부터 전직 퀘스트를 통해
I could see
만나실 수
Doris
있습니다.
fitting in the atelier
고맙습니다.
world. Next Roblox stream. We might have another secret short stream, like later in the day sometime this week.
Thank you.
Definitely this weekend. Absolutely, yeah? Don't look at 5-star. Lower the quality. 70 free summons. It's doing the same thing. Okay, here is our plan preview. The glitch?
Are you friend or foe? Not
What just
that it matters.
happened?
You'll be on my side once we're finished.
The Leonor?
You haven't seen anything yet.
You have lots of technology too. Politician's foreign minister?
플랑은 도시
Foreign
이익과
minister.
발전을 위해 협상하는 폴리티아의
Broken
외교장관입니다.
PvP.
최신형 모델이라 각종 기능이
blackmailing
탑재되어
negotiator.
다재다능하지만 구형 모델에 비해 내구성이 약한 편이라 적은 충격에도 쉽게
Cutely
정신을 잃는
blackmails
것이
you.
특징인데요. 선행 모델인 랑디를 언니처럼
So
생각하며
real.
살짝 심술도 부리지만 다른 사람이 자신의
getting a
언니를
limited
업신여기는
soon.
것은 두고 보지 못하는 성격입니다.
Limited plan
사소한
soon.
문제라도 협상을 통해 유리한 위치를 점하려고 하며 기브앤테이크가 확실한 실리주의자입니다.
Practical negotiator.
플랑은 냉기 속성 5등급 사수입니다. 속도가 비교적 빠른 편이며 기본 효과 적중이 매우 높은 것이 특징입니다. 각인 집중으로 효과 적중을 더욱 올릴 수 있습니다. 3스킬, 실리 추구는 유리한 계약으로 적 전체에 2턴간 회복 불가와 방어력 감소를 발생시킵니다. 플랑의 3스킬은 적을 타격하지 않는 광역스킬이라 속성 상승에 영향을 받지 않는 것이 특징입니다. 높은 기본 능력치와 각인 집중으로 효과 적중을 올리기에도 유리해 적 전체에 안정적으로 약화 효과를 발생시킬 수 있습니다.
Famous pretty unlimited.
2스킬, 정보 독점은 아군 대상을 독려하여 2턴간 치명 피해 증가를 발생시키고 행동 게이지를 최대 40% 증가시킵니다. 치명 피해 증가는 아군의 치명 피해를 50% 증가시키는 강화 효과이며 행동 게이지까지 상승시켜 아군 딜러의 공격을 강화할 수 있습니다.
Super exciting.
1스킬, 협상 결렬은 총으로 적을 공격하고 최대 75% 확률로 강화 효과를 한 개 해제합니다. 소울 10개 사용 시 효과 발생 확률이 100%로 증가하고 대상의 강화 효과를 2개 해제합니다.
This looks like a really close match too.
플랑의 아티팩트, 보이지 않는 관찰자입니다. 공격이 아닌 스킬 사용 후 자신 행동 게이지가 최대 20% 증가하고 소울을 10개 획득합니다. 소울 획득은 한 번 발동 시 추가로 발동하지 않습니다. 임시 이익을 대변하는 폴리티아의 외교장관, 플랑은 11월 19일부터 만나실 수 있습니다. 오늘도 구독과 좋아요 잊지 마세요. 고맙습니다.
So funny. Okay, let's do one or two more.
Operator secret.
Secret.
At your service.
Code received.
What is this quality? What is this quality? This animation. An android with a mysterious power.
오퍼레이터 세크레트는 반란단체 호문클루스에서 프리드리히가 만든 안드로이드입니다. 세계를 파멸로 몰아넣을 수 있는 금지된 로스트 테크놀로지가 집약된 안드로이드인데요. 첫 기동을 위한 최종 설정 작업이 완료되기 직전 크라운은 가까스로 이를 저지한 듯 했지만 세크레트는 결국 기동되고 눈앞에 있던 크라우를 주인으로 등록해버립니다. 하지만 출력 부족으로 정지되면서 배제된 로스트 테크놀로지는 액세스할 수 없게 됩니다. 이후 세크레트는 타라노르의 과학기술원에 인계되지만 대부분의 기능에 접근할 수 없었기 때문에 리셋하거나 연구하는 것은 불가능했고 결국 중앙관리국은 크라우에게 세크레트를 맡기며 숨겨진 기능을 알아내라는 명령을 내립니다. 크라우는 부하를 잃게 만든 원흉인 세크레트를 혐오하고 원망하지만 자신을 수수하게 따르는 그녀를 점차 동료로 여기게 됩니다. 세크레트는 여러 임무를 겪으면서 자신만의 인격을 형성하고 숨겨진 기능들이 해금되면서 크라우를 지원하고 보조하는 오퍼레이터로 성장합니다.
네, 오퍼레이터 세크레트는 감정이 크게 드러나지 않는 안드로이드지만 초기화된 상태로 발견되어 순수함을 가지고 있다는 설정에 포커싱을 맞추었습니다. 기존 세크레트와 달리 조금 더 부드럽고 호기심 많은 눈을 통해 다양한 표정을 표현하고자 하였습니다. 얼굴은 인간의 모습을 하고 있지만 몸은 기계로 이루어졌기 때문에 상반된 두 개의 코드가 충돌하지 않으면서 매력을 어필할 수 있도록 디자인하였습니다. 오퍼레이터라는 설정을 기반으로 드론을 활용해 시야 밖 원거리에서 전투를 지원하는 모습을 포커싱하여 연출하였습니다. 다수의 드론들이 세크레트 주변을 무리지어 회전하는 모습을 역동적으로 표현하기 위해 노력하였습니다.
Nice. Okay, let's switch to. Okay, let's watch Elena and then Mort. Elena's again.
Stardust. Soar into the night sky.
Snowflake Festival.
I'm Elena, a descendant of the stars.
So pretty. All the frills. I feel like frills and embroidery are like such like fun details. You also have a crystal on your forehead. Okay, it's a more time.
Welcome, distinguished guest.
I feel like I know this voice actor. Who is this?
Welcome, distinguished guest. It is I, the great Mortelex. But you can call me
At least
Mort.
can you have his K-Ron?
I will show you grace.
Mort? The great Mortelex. You're huge. You're so huge. More.
모르트는 평화를 사랑한
We love him
드래곤
more.
로드 유베리우스의 아들입니다. 거대한 부하 권력이 날 때부터 자신의 손에 있었고 모든 분야에 천재라 불릴 만큼 뛰어난 재능을 지녔습니다.
Father dragon.
그래서 평생
Is an
무언가를
ice
위해
dragon?
필사적으로
But he's earth
노력했고
type.
경쟁자라 불릴 만한 존재도
He's just
매웠었죠.
a Jew's voice actor.
무료한 자신의 삶에
Fire
불만을
Emperor.
가지고 있던
He's so
모르트는
handsome.
어느 날 수호자를
Bye,
만나
Eva. Thanks for
자신이
stopping
넘어서지
by.
못할 벽을 만난 기분을 체험하게 됩니다. 하지만 그 역시 잠깐이었고 자신이 생애 처음으로 느꼈던 희열을 다시 체험할 길이 없다는 사실에 크게 낙담합니다. 모르트는 자신과 견줄 수
I'm
있는
not sure
자가
when, but
더
we'll
이상
squeeze in more
존재하지
Roblox.
않는다면 스스로 그런 상대를 만들어내겠다는 결심을 하게 됩니다.
And your voice
이거 귀한
actor?
손님이 오셨군.
This is Korean voice actor.
나는
Yeah, the English VA is did yours. I knew he sounded familiar.
모르트라는 이름으로 불러도 좋다. 안녕하세요. 저는 성우 표영재입니다. 역할이 매력이 있어요. 이렇게 여유가
This role was
느껴지면서
charming.
맡았던 어떤 캐릭터와 약간
With these
괴리가
animations.
좀 있는데 뭔가 여유 있고 아주 재미있게 딱 맞는 느낌으로 했습니다. 에픽 세븐 유저 여러분, 새로 나온 영웅 모르트
The new hero
많이
Mort.
사랑해 주세요. 그리고 에픽 세븐도 많이 즐겨 주세요.
That's incredible.
모르트는 자연 속성 5등급 기사입니다.
And for
기사
some reason it's
중에서는
an earth.
공격력이 높은 편입니다. 각인
This is an
해방으로
earthy-
아군의 공격력을 올려주거나 각인 집중으로
We need a
자신의 치명
moonlight version
확률을
of
올릴 수
Mort.
있습니다.
There's an earth dragon, but ice unit. Just to
3스킬
balance everything.
강림 모르텔렉스는
Please.
강림 후 적 전체를 공격하여
Attacks all
상처를
enemies,
발생시킵니다.
inflicting injury.
자신에게 2턴간 광기를 발생시키고 생명력을 회복합니다.
He comes in
자신의 최대
rage and
생명력에 비해
heals.
피해량과 회복량이 증가합니다. 모르트가
You know when
발생시키는
you
상처는
just get so
피해량에 비해
mad that you start
증가하며
healing.
스킬 1회당 대상 최대 생명력의 15%까지
I
적용됩니다.
needed an earth
상처는
tank.
적의 최대 생명력을
And Mort
영구적으로
says
감소시킬
for
수 있는
you,
효과입니다.
I'll be an earth
또한
tank.
소울 10개 사용 시 피해량이 증가합니다. 1스킬 멸절은 꿰뚫어 적을 공격하고 최대
Extermination?
50% 확률로 2턴간 방어력 감소를 발생시킵니다. 3스킬을 사용해 자신이
Wait till you see
광기 상태라면 효과 저항을
Teo,
무시합니다.
fire
자신의 최대
tornado.
생명력에 비해 피해량이
Fire
증가합니다.
tornado ice element.
2스킬 절대 위험
Moonlight
모르트는
units are only
기절과
lighter dark.
수면에 걸리지 않습니다.
Oh, I see.
기본 스킬 사용 시 치명타가 발생했다면
I thought they were
최대
just
40%
alters.
확률로 성운을
But they're alters
사용합니다.
who only have lighter dark
성운은
elements.
아군 전체에 1턴간 치명 저항
This
증가
happens because of
자신에게
PvP meta.
2턴간 속도 증가를 발생시키는 효과로 2턴에 한 번만 발생합니다. 모르트의 아티팩트 고룡의 유산입니다. 기사 전용 아티팩트인데요. 치명 확률이 15% 증가합니다. 공격이 아닌 스킬 사용 후 최대 100% 확률로
Like a vault or something with so
치명 피해
much
증가를
gold
발생시킵니다.
and jewelry.
2턴에 한 번 발동합니다. 모르트의 2스킬 절대 위험으로
doesn't
상원이
end
발생되면 치명 피해 증가를 발생시켜
But this is still
더욱
like
강력한
2
공격을
years
할수
into the
있습니다.
game.
모르트는 성운으로
This is 2 years
아군과
into the
자신을
game.
강할 뿐만 아니라 적 전체에 상처를
But your
입힐 수
shirt
있는 기사입니다.
disappears.
자신의 호적부를
How did I
찾는
miss that before?
푸른빛의 고룡 모르트는 12월 17일부터
Mort
만나실 수
shirt
있습니다.
vanishes.
고맙습니다.
That was so good. I think this brings us about halfway through 161 of 360. We're about halfway through everything. I think we might fit the next 150 trailers into another. Oh, loose clothes and step on enemies. That's literally what happened. There was Furious. He's a sniper using fire arrows, but he's ice type. Furious is a fire arrow ice type. I'm confusion. America, explain. Korea, explain. Please. Please. There's so many more to go through. I think this was a good introduction to the series, absolutely. We'll play some Epic 7. I think we'll go through a bit of like as much story as we can later this week. And I'm super excited. So thanks for teaching me, showing me who not to pull for. I'm excited. You got banned again. But this was super fun. Quite a long trailer watch fest. It was. I'm not sure when we'll get to the others, but eventually. It'll be on my list, absolutely. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. If you'd like to see more Epic 7, we'll be back a little later than this time on Saturday. So yeah. Please take care of yourselves. And I think I have a lot of new player pulls and summons, so we can like use the selector and everything too. I'm excited. Be ready to backseat me, please. Please. And I think we practiced 5 for it. If you'd like to raid, there's a raid ready too. So perfect. I think someone has an anniversary stream. So yeah, bye everybody. Take care of yourselves. Discord is linked in the description if you want to like share tips. Bye.